through. Because in lean seasons, we learn to lean on God for strength. We learn more about ourselves. We learn to trust God's providence. And we learn virtues like patience, wisdom, collaboration. And we learn to value people. So if you are in your waiting season, here's a reminder that God can do all things but fail. He's never lost a battle, and yours won't be the first. So learn to wait through learn to wait through your lean season. I love this song. And while you wait, listen to good songs, read good books, look up to people, talk to people, spend time with the elderly, spend time with those who have gone ahead of you already, spend time with children. Make time to observe the world around you and grow yourself through your waiting period. That's business sense. I don't know if it makes sense to you. I know you may say, Caleb, this is your business sense. I don't like it. Me too. I don't like it. Nobody likes to wait, man. But you have the last laugh when you wait. Business sense for you. 97.3 Citi FM.
Your voice is calling me out. And right
newspaper reviews coming up shortly. So much to unpack for you in the news. Newspaper review is brought to you by Fidelity Bank, Piva Beverages, and Total Energies. There's a drink for the season. We have different flavors: Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours now. It's certainly a taste you will love. 0550-032-231. With Piva, you will never lose a battle. There's an advert brought to you by FDA. It's FDA approved, I mean. And Total Energy says, why wait for December when we can bring Christmas to you early? Listen, just swing by any of the fuel service stations. Get your engine oil changed and get a free elite car wash to keep your ride sparkling. While you prepare to hit the road, we will give your car a clean wash. More details and updates, visit our website, totalenergies.com. On Facebook, Total Energies GH, X Total Energies GH, and on Instagram as well, Total Energies GH. Thank you, Total Energies. Thank you, Piva. Thank you, Fidelity Bank, for the newspaper review, which is next. And I'm super happy, delighted to say a very good morning to the man who has got a clean shave this morning, Nathan Neil Budekwa.
Hello, good morning.
Super,
How are you?
Super. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Good to see you. How
Charlie,
you doing?
we are back.
Yeah,
we are back here. We are
still
back
on the
here.
grind.
Yes.
The transition process is ongoing.
We have to keep plugging at it. It's
it's
the next phase. It's part of the process towards a new chapter.
Yep.
So, the transition will have to be done right. And I'm happy that the president says he's fully committed to the process. I hope that they'll be able to iron out all the things so that on the 7th of January, we do another transition, just to show the rest of the continent and the world
how we do it.
Yes,
this is how we do it.
It's important.
And I see photographs of the incoming president and outgoing smiling.
Yes. They are here.
Really all the headlines, they are smiling as if nothing happened.
Well, that's how it is.
Yeah, man.
That's how it is.
How it is. So what's the Daily Graphic saying?
Well, the Daily Graphic is here, and it says government will fully support transitional process. President Akufo-Addo assures. In other stories, President-elect John Mahama says we'll renegotiate IMF World Bank deals.
Okay.
Return official vehicles by the 3rd of January 2025. Akufo-Addo directs appointees. And economy grows 7.2% in third quarter. And NPP calls on stakeholders to condemn post-election violence. If you go to the Ghanaian Times, transfer of political power, 18-member transition team inaugurated. President Akufo-Addo, President-elect Mahama call for cooperation among members. No acquisition of official government vehicles by appointees. The president is speaking.
Okay.
And in efforts to halt post-election violence, police deploy more men nationwide to clamp down on perpetrators and restore law and order. And of course, the country recording 7.2% growth in Q3 is also here on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. The Daily Guide says, you have my support for smooth transition. Nana tells Mahama. Don't retain state cars. Akufo-Addo to appointees. Reverse illegal declarations. MPP to EC. And media hailed for election coverage. And CSOs commend IGP's anti-violence strategy. And finally, the Chronicle. Akufo-Addo JM discuss security matters. Election disturbances, police to adopt restraint strategy to handle hooligans, and CBG restarts foreign currency trade.
Interesting. I take you to channel1news.com. Don't take electoral victory for granted. Domelevo warns Mahama. NDC disputes results in 6 Ashanti region constituencies. Police must act decisively against post-election unrest. This is Festus Abuaje. Work within a modest budget. Mahama to transition team. Approach transition with mutual respect, transparency. This is Akufo-Addo. And the Ghana Bar Association is condemning attacks on state properties. Anodron Prayer denies shooting observer at Nsawam Adrajuri. Election 2024, Ghana's democracy is safe. Mahama assures halt transition until all parliamentary results are announced. This is Anodron Prayer to Akufo-Addo. And police deploys extra men to deal with vandalism. We are not auctioning vehicles. Ghana Revenue Authority says so. If you go to citinewsroom.com, return all government vehicles by January 3, 2025. Presidency directs appointees. Count on my cooperation during transition period. Mahama tells Akufo-Addo, let's build a nation that inspires others. This is President Akufo-Addo. And the story about Ghana's economy growing by 7.2% in Q3 in 2024 is here as well. Provide maximum security at collation centers. NPP to IGP. If you go to myjoyonline.com, Mahama to renegotiate IMF World Bank deals. Don't take the people's mandate for granted. To my level to Mahama. WhatsApp and Instagram restored after Meta outages. NDC transition team flags last minute recruitment and 240 million Ghana cedi ECG payment to entity. The rule of law must prevail. CSOs call amid post-election violence. If you go to Star FM, Apanyo Markin is here. Post-election violence. EC must reverse illegal declaration. That's him. And Ghana Water Company Limited threatens a shutdown in the Ashanti region in 48 hours to protest demolition of its facilities. And then post-election violence, not surprising, security failure to blame. This is Professor Kwesi Enin. Let's keep channel of communication after transition, Mahama to Akufo-Addo. If you go to Class FM online, it says, halt all negotiations on Saglami housing. This is a group to President Mahama. And then also, Nana Atudazi confirms the late Professor Francis Nkrumah as true son of Dr. Nkrumah. 2024 poll, NDC was fully prepared to thwart any cyber attack from NPP. If you go to allafrica.com, Kenyan Chief Justice Kume refutes corruption allegations, and Zambia's former President Lungu barred from seeking re-election. Mama Swapo, her entire life prepared her for Namibian presidency. If you go to CNN, brazen killing of CEO rattled business leaders. South Korea's ruling party backs impeachment as president refuses to step down over martial law. And on BBC, very quickly, Syria rebels burn tomb of Bashar al-Assad's father. BBC's South Korea's President Moon vows to fight to the end. So this matter is not going anytime soon. Suicide bomb kills Taliban minister in Kabul. Nathan, let's get into the details of the stories in the papers.
Well, the Daily Graphic is here, and it has the transition on its front page, and it says the president, Nana Akufo-Addo, has assured President-elect John Mahama of his full support and that of the government for the transitional process and beyond. That, he said, was to ensure that the next administration took off in the best of conditions. He said it was in the interest of all Ghanaians for that to happen. The president was briefing the media after a closed-door meeting with the president-elect at the Jubilee House yesterday, and he explained that the Transition Act required that within 24 hours a joint transition team should be established to begin the process of a smooth and seamless transfer of power. The story continues on page 3, and there's a picture of President Akufo-Addo, President-elect Mahama, and Professor J. Nana Opoku-Agyeman, who is the incoming vice president. And if you go to the Ghanaian Times, page 11 has another angle of the transition, and the president is speaking. He says, his office yesterday reminded government appointees of existing prohibition of the acquisition of government vehicles of outgoing ministers, deputy ministers, regional ministers, and other political appointees at the end of the term of office of the current administration. Now, the statement or the office of the president reminded everybody that at the conclusion of President Akufo-Addo's first term in 2020, a directive was issued prohibiting ministers, deputies, regional ministers, special assistants, and special aides to the office of the president and vice president and other political appointees under the Presidential Office Act 1993 from acquiring government vehicles. According to the statement, the directive remained in full effect as the government approached the end of the president's second and final term.
Right. Now, if you go to channel1news.com, don't take electoral victory for granted. Domelevo wants Mahama. There are more stories around the transition. Work within a modest budget. Mahama to transition team. I'll bring you that shortly, but let me deal with this one from Daniel Yao Domelevo, who is the former Auditor General. He's urging the incoming administration of President-elect John Dramani Mahama to prioritize good governance and avoid complacency despite its overwhelming electoral victory. He was speaking to the media in reaction to the NDC's 2024 win. Quote, it will be expected that he leaves a legacy that we can say that we have lived through 4 years of unprecedented good governance. He's not going to say, because I have the majority in Parliament, we will pass through Parliament and get approved policies which are not good for the people. Any changes or amendments to the Constitution and the laws of Ghana that will help us to ensure better governance, I think I am all for it. Meanwhile, the police must act decisively against post-election unrest. This is Festus Abuaji speaking. I know one of the papers says that more police have been deployed to deal with post-election violence. So let me bring you this one, then we rope that in quickly. Retired security analyst Colonel Festus Abuaji has urged Ghanaians to remain calm amidst the growing incidents of violence and clashes following the December 7 elections. Now, Colonel Abuaji emphasized the need for the Ghana Police Service to act decisively. Quote, it started in 2000 when the National Democratic Congress handed over power to the NPP. The foot soldiers did what is happening today. It happened in 2008 and 2016. In 2016, it went one layer up that foot soldiers, including military, police, and civilians, marched themselves to Flagstaff House or Jubilee House, and we recall that one police was brutalized. So he's asking the police to be more up and doing, and the police has been doing something, Nathan.
Well, they have deployed more men nationwide. This is on page 13 of the Ghanaian Times, and the story is written by Agnes Owusu, and it says the police have deployed hundreds of security personnel to various intersections in the country to control post-election violence. The Director of Public Affairs of the Police Service, Assistant Commissioner of Police Grace Ansa Kofi, she was the one who said this. Though the number of personnel could not be disclosed for security reasons, the move, she said, was to ensure calmness and was to ensure the protection of the citizenry from further lawless acts by perpetrators who sought to disrupt peace and stability in the country. ACP Ansan Kofi made this known in Accra yesterday at a press conference organized by the National Election Security Task Force to discuss measures to ensure peace and security after the election. She said the police had recorded pockets of violent incidents in 3 of the 16 regions in the country. The regions were Greater Accra, Bono, and Eastern regions.
Now, this one says, work within a modest budget. Mahama to the transition team. Bringing this one following shortly. It says the President-elect John Dramani Mahama has urged members of the transition team to avoid significant budgetary expenditures throughout the transition period. He cautioned the transition team to operate within a budget that does not impose additional burdens on the already challenged economy. Meanwhile, the NDC is flagging last-minute recruitments and 240 million Ghana Cedi ECG payment to NTT. This is Felix Kwache Ofosu, who is spokesperson for the incoming government's transition team, expressing serious concerns following the transition team's first day of work. Among the key issues raised were last-minute recruitments and a significant payment of 240 million Ghana Cedi to an entity that conducted business with the Electricity Company of Ghana. Mr. Kwache Ofosu revealed that these actions could have severe fiscal implications for the incoming administration. Quote, there were a few issues that came up that generated some discussions. Among them was the worrying issue of last-minute recruitments and payment in some ministries, departments, and agencies, he noted. Nathan.
Let's stay with election-related matters. And this story is on page 6 of the Daily Guide. Reverse illegal declarations, MPP to EC. Now, the new Patriotic Party's Member of Parliament for Efutu and Majority Leader Alexander Penyomakin has called on the EC to take steps to reverse what he describes as illegal declarations of parliamentary results that were not made out of properly collated results for the NDC. Speaking at a joint press conference by the national executives and some MPs at the party's HQ yesterday, Apenyo Martin said the NDC had used various forms of threats, violence, and also coerced EC officials to declare victory for their candidates in several constituencies. And he said such actions were not just sheer lawlessness, but also undermined the integrity of the electoral process. And he said, quote, we call on the EC to take immediate steps to reverse all these illegal declarations that were not made out of properly collated results. Why would the NDC, in an attempt to get 2/3 or more of parliamentary seats, go all over to destroy the country, destroy public property, and even put fear and panic in the minds and hearts of our people who were candidates for the election? He quizzed. The constituencies that are under contention include Domkwa, Binyabli, Kuma North, Okaikwe Central, Tema Central, Ahafano North, Obuasi East, Ahafano South, Akwetia Suhum, Fantiakwa North, Insamamadoji, Techiman South, and Orwin.
Nathan, there is a call from Anot Dompre to President Akufo-Addo. He wants the transition halted until all parliamentary results are announced. Member of Parliament for Sawamedredri, Frank Anot Dompre, has made a passionate appeal to the President Nana Akufo-Addo to halt the transition process until all outstanding parliamentary seats are duly declared by the Electoral Commission. This follows the contentions surrounding the declaration of some parliamentary results in Sawam Adrejuri included. He was addressing the press on Wednesday where he said, quote, "Let me appeal to the outgoing President Nana Akufo-Addo. We know he has set in motion a transition process as a matter of course. We want to appeal to the President. He who comes with equity must come with clean hands. So the transition process should be halted," he said while banging the table. If you watch the press interaction he did. So another press is not happy. He wants the transition process halted until all parliamentary issues are dealt with. Nathan, what else do you have?
Well, if you go to the Chronicle, you have electoral disturbances still related to that. So I've mentioned the police, the deployment of men.
Yes.
Now the second phase of their operation is that they've employed a restraint strategy. Okay. Now they say that they are employing a calculated approach of restraint in managing recent disturbances across the country. And the police, of course, they said that yesterday. They also had the Civic Forum initiative comprising CSOs and all of that there. And a representative of the initiative, Angela Dramnabo, expressed confidence in the police's strategy. So in addition to having more men, they say they will employ or deploy or use a restraint strategy. They would not choose to be violent. I'm sure they want to contain those who are moving around.
Proactive measures.
Yes. Deal with them, engage with them, dissuade them from, misbehaving, and then if they have to conduct arrests, they will conduct arrests. I take it that they want to use violence as a last resort when everything else has failed. Okay. But I'm sure they are more inclined to using other means to ensure that people just, calm down a bit, they relax, and then we can all move on.
Hopefully reason will prevail through dialogue. Now CSOs are urging Mahama to cancel the SML and the Japan royalties deals. These stories are on Major Online. Coalition of civil society organizations focused on extractives, anti-corruption and good governance has called on President-elect John Mahama to terminate the Strategic Mobilization Limited contract. The CSOs argue that the current SML agreement has diverted millions of Ghana cedis into private hands without yielding sufficient benefits for the nation. They believe ending the contract would close a significant revenue loophole and restore public trust in the country's financial management. Now the groups are the Africa Center for Energy Policy, Natural Resource Governance Institute, Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition, iWatch Africa, Revenue Mobilization. They are plenty, and they are all demanding that President-elect Mahama cancels the SML and Japan royalties deals. Lots of expectations. I'm seeing a lot of open letters to President Mahama, President-elect, and we'll see how all that goes. Now, Nathan, what else do you have for
If you go to page 13 again of the Ghanaian Times, Kingsley Asare is writing, Ghana records 7.2% growth in Q3 2024.
Nice.
Ghana's economy in the third quarter this year provisionally grew by 7.2%, the highest quarter-on-quarter growth rate since 2019. Growth rates in the second quarter 2019 stood at 9.1%. Without oil, the economy in the third quarter grew provisionally at 7.7%. The value of the Ghanaian economy in the third quarter at constant prices stood at 48.2 billion cedis and non-oil at 45.5 billion cedis. At current prices, the value of Ghana's economy stood at 270.1 billion cedis and non-oil at 254 billion cedis. Addressing a news conference in Accra yesterday on the 2024 third quarter gross domestic product estimates, the government statistician Professor Samoke Enim said the third quarter 2024 growth was driven by industry.
Okay, so let me take you international quickly. And South Korea, right? South Korea's ruling party backs impeachment as president refuses to step down over martial law. Details of the story. South Korea's ruling party has thrown its support behind attempts to impeach embattled President Yoon Suk-yeol over his ill-fated decision to declare martial law that sparked a political crisis and widespread public anger in the country. The announcement came moments before Yon delivered a defiant speech Thursday in which he attempted to justify his hugely controversial martial law decision and rejected growing calls from across the political spectrum for him to stand down. The People Power Party, wow, PPP, People Power Party, had initially refused to back the impeachment, hoping instead that he would resign from office, but its leadership said attempts to persuade him had made no progress. So here is a party in power backing attempts to impeach the president from their party over his steps and decisions to declare martial law in South Korea. Very interesting times over there, if you ask me. And if you go elsewhere, Syria rebels burn tomb of Bashar al-Assad's father. Syrian rebel fighters have destroyed the tomb of late President Hafiz al-Assad, father of ousted President Bashar, in the family's hometown. Videos verified by the BBC showed armed men chanting as they walked around the burning mausoleum in Kandahar in the northwest of the coastal Latakia region. Charlie, things are happening around the world, Nathan. Things are happening. While we are transitioning, others are burning tombs and things like that. But thank you, Nathan. That will be all for the newspaper review. Up next is the City Business News.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. This is the Citi Breakfast Show.
Hello, everyone. I'm Hanefri, the Health and Safety Manager of Total Energies Ghana. I want to remind you of the importance of road safety, especially as the festive season draws closer. Road accidents don't just happen, they are caused. Reckless driving, overspeeding, and poor vehicle maintenance are some of the leading causes during this period. Here are a few tips to keep you safe. Always ensure your vehicle is in good condition before traveling. Please wear your seatbelt and avoid distractions like using your phone whilst driving. Let's commit to responsible behavior on the road this season. Remember, safety starts from you. Safety for me, for you, and for all. Afishapa.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Let's go. My body, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you go work, but you know it's out in your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, oh, cause you know it's out in your side. And when you dream, no say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, when you wanna go, anything you do, I live for you. If I believe I'm in your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I'm in your side, fidelity.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Make you know the fear nobody. Make you know the man your post watching. Live your life, the work will make you happy. Hey, I say no power watching. This life be you alone. Make you to watch your steps on the road. Try to learn to be a player. And make sure the game not go play never. And don't let the paper make you deceive you. Make you to think say you be better than everybody. Hey, hey. God see because they bless me. Hey, he be in the only hey. Indeed,
give it to Baba. And when you are done, save this number *770#. It will help you when you have an emergency money situation. This is EcoBank Money Emergency Number. Whether you want instant access to loans, funds transfer, utility bill payment, airtime, data, so much more, *770# is your money emergency number. EcoBank is the Pan-African bank, proud to be associated with the City Business News, which coming your way shortly. Neela Taylor is already in the studio. Girl Good Energy brings you Girl Super XP. It's the ideal choice for most vehicles. Just go fuel up your vehicle and enjoy the smooth ride with all the benefits. Girl Super XP's quality gives you the correct choice when buying regular fuel. Girl Super XP is fortified with a special additive that gives longevity to your engine, makes your engine perform to the max using minimal fuel, and it is suitable for most vehicles. Girl Super XP will feel ya, ube feely. Girl Super XP Good Energy, idea. Neela Taylor is here with the business news.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Mr. Latte, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Kuda.
How are you doing this morning? Nice posting the news.
Well, hello, welcome to the breakfast edition of Citi Business News on 97.3 Citi FM. The bulletin proudly brought to you by EcoBank, MTN, and Goil. Coming up this morning, cocoa sector contracts for the 5th time running, with players asking the incoming government to prioritize bringing the sector back to a sound footing. Also, Ghana's public debt to GDP ratio to remain elevated until 2027, much beyond the end of the country's program with the IMF. Later, with just a few days to Christmas, how are remittance companies preparing for their busiest time of the year, and how will the inflows boost the local economy in any way? My name is Neela Taylor. Many thanks indeed for joining us. Now, for the 5th consecutive time, Ghana's cocoa subsector has contracted, posting a sharp 26% decline in the 3rd quarter of 2024. This downturn comes despite the broad economy recording an impressive 7.2% growth during the same period, which excluded the impact of oil. The economy in current terms expanded to 254 billion Ghana cedis, up from the 194 billion Ghana cedis in the corresponding quarter of 2023. There is more in the following report by Citi Business News' Daniel Sakite.
The troubles in Ghana's cocoa subsector began in the 3rd quarter of 2023 and escalated sharply in early 2024. The 1st quarter of this year marked the sector's worst contraction yet at 20.2%. Unfortunately, there has been no signs of recovery, with the 2nd and 3rd quarters of 2024 each recording a 26% contraction. The continuous slump raises serious concerns about one of Ghana's most vital export commodities, which significantly underpins the rural economy and contributes to foreign exchange earnings. Government statistician Professor Samuel Kwabna Enim provided further insight.
Although the crop sector grew by 5.9%, it is instructive to indicate that the cocoa subsector, which is a subsector within the crops sector, contracted by 26% in the third quarter of 2024. The agriculture sector would have grown faster than 3.2%, but for the contraction that we recorded in the fishing subsector, which contracted by 21.7% in the third quarter of 2024, and on a quarter-on-quarter basis, also contracted by 6.5%, leading to a quarter-on-quarter agriculture GDP growth rate of 0.7% for the third quarter of 2024. We now focus on the cocoa subsector, given that it is a component of the crop sector. So although the crop sector subsector grew by 2.6%, as was indicated, the cocoa subsector contracted by 26.0%. This is the fifth consecutive time that we've seen a contraction in the cocoa subsector.
That's government statistician Professor Samuel Kobna Inim ending Daniel Zakite's report. Meantime, financial economist at the University of Ghana Business School, Professor Lord Mensah, is worried about the development. He is urging government to prioritize the cocoa sector to place it back on sound footing.
From where I sit, we have prioritized gold over, cocoa, even though both of them are giving us export. But what we have to realize is that the cocoa gives us, more liquidity than the gold. Let me put it that way. Because cocoa sector is the only sector that is able to bring in at least some quantums of money, talking about $1 billion, $2 billion every year over the past years. It's just recently that we've missed those monies as inflows. And that is why it has affected our Forex. So having, a liquid kind of asset being the cocoa, which you know very well that, you can even borrow on the cocoa beans that has not been exported, and then later you pay when you export. You have to make sure that you keep it very well. You have to make sure that you beef the policy concentration there. You have to make sure that you send resources to those areas to make sure, it performs.
Professor Lord Mensah is a finance lecturer at the University of Ghana Business School. More on the economy. Global rating agency S&P is forecasting Ghana's public debt to GDP ratio to remain above 60% in gross terms until 2027. The agency highlighted that debt levels are highly sensitive to economic growth, fiscal management, and balance of payment outcomes extending beyond the June 2026 end of Ghana's IMF program. Here's more.
S&P noted that foreign currency debt constitutes about 66% of the government's total debt post-Eurobond exchange, assuming high participation rates. It warned of potential negative outlooks on local currency ratings if fiscal and external metrics deteriorate. However, S&P could raise Ghana's long-term foreign currency ratings upon completing commercial debt restructuring, factoring in post-restructuring credit conditions. It notes that its analysis will incorporate the sovereign's post-restructuring credit factors, including the new terms and conditions of its external debt. This could raise the local currency ratings if Ghana makes further progress on stabilizing its public finances and accumulating foreign currency reserves. Following Ghana's distressed Eurobond debt exchange, S&P assigned a CCC plus foreign currency rating to the new notes. The $13 billion debt restructuring aims to reduce external debt service pressures and restore fiscal sustainability under the IMF's extended credit facility program.
Netele Nete Ajaho with that report. Now, as the holiday season fast approaches, the global trend of sending remittances to family members back home is set to peak. For many Ghanaians living abroad, supporting loved ones during the festive season is a tradition. Today, we take a closer look at how remittance companies are preparing for their busiest time of the year and the impact this influx of funds has on Ghana's local economy.
Remittance flows have long been a critical source of financial support for many Ghanaians, especially during Christmas, when families traditionally exchange gifts and share meals. This is the time of the year when many people abroad prioritize sending money back home. Tharo Koku Mauto Abraham is the head of Tap Tap Send Africa, a leading money transfer company, and he shares insight on the trends driving this seasonal surge.
In January, you see a reduction in money sending, but December by far, the Christmas period by far, is the largest cent season for Ghana specifically, right? That is different to some other countries, but for Ghana specifically, Christmas, you get something like a 20% bump on the regular month that you get on every single December. We've seen that for the last 3 years and for the last 4 years. And this December is no different. This December is looking very likely to be a very similar trend that we see, so it's no different.
Given the current exchange rate volatility and inflationary pressures, remittance inflows cushions Ghana's economy to remain resilient in the face of global challenges.
Remittance flows are super important to the country, to Ghana, right? So Ghana receives something like 4.7 to 5 billion in remittances. GDP for Ghana is about 76 billion. Okay, you do the maths, it's about sort of 6%-ish, right? So remittance plays a huge impact. And remittance is such that the foreign exchange flows that come from remittance is bigger than a lot of the other sources we have for foreign exchange, right? Much, much bigger. So it's over 50% of all the remittances we get of the foreign exchange supplies and inflows into Ghana. So remittance plays a huge role, and I think we should not downplay it. We should work with people. Everybody who is outside should be encouraged to send money back home because it helps the economy.
Head of TapTap Send Africa, Daryl Koku Mauto Abraham, ending that report filed by Citi Business News' Emmanuel Opon. Now, President-elect John Dramani Mahama is pledging to review and adjust Ghana's existing agreement with development partners to align with the country's current needs and aspirations. He was speaking during a courtesy call by the United Nations Resident Coordinator Charles Abani. Mr. Mahama emphasized the importance of creating partnerships that reflect the realities of today and the vision of his incoming government. Quote, "These adjustments are crucial and will help put the new government that would be inaugurated next year on the same springboard with our development partners to begin the rebuilding of the economy and the country," unquote. Now, before I go, let me take you to the Forex market, where the dollar could be sold to you at 16 cedis 10 pesos, the British pound at 21 cedis, that of the euro going for 17 cedis 90 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of Citi Business News. My name is Ni Latte. Do have a good business day.
Every day, people have money emergencies. Mom, I need my school fees. Mommy chop money. Ratchet, mommy rent. Emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Make you know the fear nobody. Make you know the mind your post watching. Live your life, the work will make you happy. Hey, I enough I won't watching. This life be you alone. Make you to watch your steps on the road. Try to learn to be a player. And make sure the game not go play never. And don't let the paper make it deceive you. Make you to think say you be better than everybody. Hey. God because they bless me. Hey. He be in the only way. Get in the kappa, into what's a Rihanna for now. I see Debbie. Give it to Baba. All the praise for Baba. Give it to Baba. I can't baby, how friend, no, just you can Baba. Give it to Baba.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
A brand no be joke, life no be easy. It's a woman by our train with season. Don't be greedy, slow the speeding. Hey, I can't call bread, now be true. Cause your slow motion is better than no motion. Do something, take a notion, eh. Cause life be used, so leave it, start be leads lane. So do what you can do. Choose the hard way and struggle. And if it be for you, true hard work and determination. Give it to Baba. All the praise for Baba. Give it to Baba. I can't be afraid, no, just you can Baba. Give it to Baba.
13 after 7. Kickoff coming your way shortly. Brought to you by Shell, Lubricants, and Zonda together with Polytank. Now every Thursday and Friday from November 21st to December 13th, you can enjoy a 10% discount on all lubricants at the Shell Airport branch. 3 simple reasons why you should get this special offer. Your car will enjoy high quality lubricants, your wallet will save some money, and 3, your car, your wallet will be happy, sir. Don't let this offer swerve you. Start your vehicle, drive to the airport Shell for your 10% discount today. T's and C's apply. Zonda Ghana Limited says they are your one-stop shop for quality trucks. Shantui bulldozers, excavators, graders, payloaders, rollers, power pickups, TX trucks and oil tanks, all made and assembled right here in Ghana. At Zonda Ghana Limited, we have top-notch after-sales service for heavy and light-duty trucks and machinery. We have 7 branches around the country. Our head office is off the Tema Aplau Road, close to the Free Zones Enclave. 0501772222, 0501773333. These are the numbers to call. Zonda is built in Ghana, building Ghana. Kickoff is next. Gabby Affairs ready.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
And here's Weston McKennie. Weah, Vlahovic in the middle. Weah looks for him, finds Lewis. There's McKennie! It's a huge night for Juventus. It's a massive win for Thiago Motta against Pep Guardiola.
And we make welcome Gabby Affair to the studio in his black shirt this morning and his golden something on his wrist.
Okay, do you have to say everything?
Okay, sorry. Okay. I'm just saying that you're looking fine.
No, the description is too much.
You look rested, you know.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Not bad at all. Not bad. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, there's life.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's the kickoff this morning?
Well, there isn't life for Manchester City because they lost again to Juventus in the Champions League. People are calling it sickness now. Ooh. And some people are also think that Pep should have walked away and not signed a contract extension before the season began.
It's not a tsunami right? It's not like
you can put it that way.
It's a tsunami. Let's get into the details.
All right, and the Malays continued for Manchester City. Another loss in the UEFA Champions League. At this time against Juventus last night. It's a big blow to City's hopes of clinching a top 8 in Europe's elite competition. More results from last night's games in the UEFA Champions League also coming up.
If I become the Minister of Sports in 2025, I will sanitize sports, GF. I will sanitize football once again. I'm not happy with what we're doing. I'm not happy. There are so many things wrong with our football. And unless we take bold steps.
Well, bold steps to be taken by former Sports Minister Edwin Nilante van der Poel. He's calling on our President-elect John Dramani Mahama to give him the nod once again. Also, we'll tell you how the Black Galaxies fared against Togo in the international friendly. More on 97.3. My name is Gabby Ofe. Thanks to Shell V Power, Zonda GH, and Polytan Ghana, Papa Nonye. Well, let's start with Europe's elite competition. Alright, and so it's the UEFA Champions League starting off from Spain. Atletico Madrid extended their winning run to 10 matches across all competitions by beating Slovan Bratislava 3-1 at the Stadium Metropolitano, ensuring that the Slovakians bowed out of the competition by becoming just the 6th side in the competition history to lose all of their first 6 matches. While in Italy, AC Milan were made to work for their 2-1 win against Rostar Belgrade. At the San Siro, as they made it 4 straight wins in the UEFA Champions League. Let's get some reactions and hear from AC Milan's Rafael Leao.
No, it wasn't our best performance. I think first half we could do more. We could score more goals because this team was expecting our mistakes to create opportunities to score. First half, I think we was like more concentrated than the second half. Second half was a little bit different, and and I think the goal we get was like a distraction.
All right, so that's AC Milan's Rafael Leao speaking there. Well, Bukayo Saka scored twice as Arsenal beat Monaco to strengthen their position as one of the sides likely to progress to the knockout stages of the UEFA Champions League. Arsenal moved up to third on the table with 13 points and are in strong position going into their final 2 group games. Yes, Arsenal's man of the match, that's Bukayo Saka, after the game.
Another player of the match performance. What was your assessment of the game? For large spells, it felt like it was actually a really tight contest.
Yeah, it was, because I feel like we didn't punish them. You know, we had a lot of chances to put the game to bed, especially in the first half, and we didn't. So in the second half, we had to suffer a bit. But in the end, we scored 3 goals and got the job done, so we'll take it.
On a personal note, you've been so important for Arsenal this season in terms of goals and assists. How does it feel to have that responsibility on your shoulders?
Yeah, I'm just happy to help my team where I can. I think this is what I'm in the team to do, which is to affect the pitch at the end, you know, in the attack. So yeah, I'm just happy that I'm doing my job.
All right, so that's the man of the match for Arsenal, Bukayo Saka, speaking there. And so Arsenal will host Dinamo Zagreb next on January 22 before visiting Girona a week later. Well, Benfica missed an opportunity to move closer to the automatic qualifying spot in the Champions League after a goalless draw with Bologna. Well, Ferran Torres scored twice to help Barcelona win against Borussia Dortmund and move up to second on the table. We hear from Barca's Hansi Flick.
Done, so we go game by game. So we have 2 more really also very important matches, but also very good opponents. So in Lisbon, Benfica and Atalanta Bergamo, there are 2 teams really great. So, but it is Champions League, and it's you can see today the team how they perform, and they love to play in the Champions League.
That's Barcelona's head coach Hansi Flick speaking there. Well, Feyenoord boosted their hopes of reaching the knockout stage with a comfortable 4-2 win over Sparta Prague in Rotterdam. The results leave the Dutch side 18th on the table, but only 3 points adrift of the 8 top places, with fixtures against Bayern Munich and Lille still to come. Well, Manchester City's current malaise continued last night as they were beaten by Juventus to deal a big blow to their hopes of reaching the knockout stage. The defeat means City have won just 1 of their last 10 games in all competitions, with this their 7th loss during the run. We hear from Juventus' Dusan Vlahovic.
Yeah, sometimes you need to earn it with your hard work and dedication. I think that in football, in the way you're doing the things, that things come back. So it's my natural movement that I do always in the games. Today it was perfect cross, and I'm happy to score and to help my team to win.
All right, big win for Juventus, but on the losing side, here's Manchester City's Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, we miss the last part. We arrived in the byline many times and short in the 6-yard box. So we are there. So the game is there. So I know the results. We cannot defend absolutely anything. When the results, except that we are not, but in the way we play and we are doing, I'm really pleased. So I'm with them. And
well, not the happy Pep Guardiola speaking after his side's loss to Juventus, and the loss leaves City 22nd on the Champions League table with just 2 games remaining, and those games are against Paris Saint-Germain on January 22 and at home to Club Brugge a week later. Well, in the Europa League later today, AS Roma take on Braga, Pleasant will take on Manchester United, FC Porto up against Midtjylland, Olympic Lyon take on Frankfurt, Rangers up against Tottenham, and Real Sociedad will take on Dynamo Kiev. For the Conference League, FC Astana will face Chelsea later today at 3:30 p.m. Well, away from that, here in Ghana, Sports Minister Mustafa Yusuf faces growing uncertainty, and his role has called for his dismissal continue to mount from sections of the public and sports analysts, despite his successful re-election as Member of Parliament for the Yagaba Kubori constituency. Meanwhile, our former Sports Minister Edwin Ilante Vanderpoel is urging President-elect John Dramani Mahama to consider reappointing him to lead the Ministry of Youth and Sport. Vanderpoel expressed confidence in his ability to reform the sector if given the opportunity to serve as sports minister in 2025?
If I become the Minister of Sports in 2025, I will sanitize sports, GF. I will sanitize football once again. I'm not happy with what is going on. I'm not happy. There are so many things wrong with our football. And unless we take bold steps to sanitize the system and take decisions that will inure to the benefit of the people who are doing football and the footballers, and not businessmen and Shylocks, football will not grow. The people who play the game, the people who invest their money, the people who invest their time in football should enjoy football. Not people who sit behind and turn footballers and then people who do football like poultry chickens, and then they only, anytime they desire to have them, they pick them up and then do their stew, their soup, and enjoy themselves.
All right, so that's our former sports minister, Edwin Ilante van der Poy, speaking. They'll get you some more reactions from him. Well, speaking of the national team, the Black Galaxy secured a 2-0 victory over Togo in an international friendly yesterday as part of their build-up for the 2024 CHAN qualifier against Nigeria. Well, the Black Maidens are in action later today against Benin. That game will be played at the Ghanaman Soccer Center of Excellence in Prom. It's the WAFU Big Girls Under-17 tournament, and that game is at 3 p.m. Then Nigeria will play Niger later at 6 p.m. Wrapping up with this, and Kwame Poku has made his return to Asante Kotoko, signing a 2.5-year deal as a free agent. A 25-year-old forward move is pending a medical examination and international transfer clearance. That's the very latest in the world of sports. Back later at 5 p.m. with more. But in the meantime, you can head to citisportsonline.com and also follow us on X at Citi Sports GHA. Kickoff was proudly brought to you by Shell V Power, Zonda GH, Polytangana, Papa Nunye. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care of yourself out there. My name is Gabby Ofe. Bye-bye.
Guys, Charlie, you know that mining contract I've been chasing for years now? I just got awarded the deal. But the issue is where to get the right and quality heavy-duty trucks to execute this job here in Ghana.
Relax, my guy. Remember my recent construction deal at Pokwase? Zonda sorted me out.
Zonda? What? Who is that?
Zonda Tech Ghana Limited is your one-stop shop for machinery, heavy and light-duty trucks, and pickups. They have the Shantui bulldozers, graders, payloaders, rollers, power pickups, 4-land light trucks, TX trucks, and oil tanks. Made and assembled right here in Ghana with top-notch after-sales service and standard prices.
Made in Ghana. This is amazing.
You haven't seen my Zonda Power pickup, which I take to the office? Strong, durable, and tough on our roads.
Hey, that's from Zonda too?
Absolutely. Zonda is the right place for you, my guy.
Oh, now I am sorted with Zonda. Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, your solution for heavy and light-duty trucks. Located at Tema, off their Flower Road. Call 0501-772-222 or 0501-773-333. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana.
In a world where only the best survives, you need a fuel that can match your drive. A fuel with unparalleled protection for your engine, superior efficiency, and unrivaled performance. A fuel so unbeatable, when you get behind the wheel, you'll focus on what really matters. The journey ahead. That fuel is Shell V-Power, because no other fuel gives your engine better protection, better efficiency, and better performance. Be unbeatable. Drive unbeatable. Shell V-Power. Shell, go well.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Hi, Aku. I just got the estimate for the home repairs. It's more than we expected. I'm really stressed about where to find the money.
Why worry, Musa? You are a salaried worker. Haven't you heard about the GCB personal loan promo? They can give you up to 700,000 Ghana cedis in less than 24 hours at a significantly reduced interest rate and fees.
Really? This sounds exciting, but is it easy to apply?
Super easy. Skip the stress. Get the cash with the GCB personal loan promo with a 1-month repayment holiday. Just visit a GCB bank branch near you or call 0302-634-922. Toll free 0800-422-422. No hassle, no stress.
Wow, I just got a notification. The loan is already in my account. That was fast.
Skip the stress and get the cash you need with GCB personal loan. Visit a branch near you today. Terms and conditions apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Number one everywhere you go. Big go. For the friends and the family. Big go. Big refreshing moment. Big go. For the kids and the adults. Big go. Boys and girls with a drink up. Big go. Everywhere the party day. Big go. We go mash up the place with it. Big go. Greatest in every battle. Big go. Refreshing moments.
Big O drink. Big refreshing moment. Another quality product from Trillium Industries. This advert is FDA approved.
I am Wahinere Gifty Auntie. You see, it always feels good when you receive that salary alert. I made a bold decision to invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan. And this means that I will get these alerts every month throughout retirement for the rest of my life. You too can retire on your own terms. Invest a lump sum in the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and receive a monthly income for the perfect retirement. Call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333 or visit www.oldmutual.com.gh to sign up today. Obrapa Ahotongwa.
Old Mutual. Do great things every day.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Brother Meniaje. Maya Juma Juana Divade. Maya Kumasi Bama. Meji Many no complain. And Grand Suamaba. Me say baby, Grammy Gonongo Abetivi Wale Mina me bano. Sikasu so gumano. Umi a drummy weber. Uja me sport to have me waga. Mano Montre, man frame. Mama Minjimeni. Ugoku was so frame. Mano Montre, man frame.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Messi ya buadia wate. Ma winning ton. Tinton. Baby's answer my vagina. To what the papa to boto manto. Piu pimpi, na every guarda so toko ponto la tememo. Yeah, papi, oh. Na mwanunga senti amio, na mabere menya. Na manu monjure manfirame. Muma minjimeni. Ukoko asu afreme. Na manu monjure manfirame. Na mete papa, no don't have it. As he bed opa, a man fortune damn into Chile. Takurade Munsama Mamia. This thing I must see about it. Both an up as a jail. A craft on the Western Monsare. Wrong half on the Central. Ain't a male Fabaca, Gana Voyina somewhere.
is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Brother Meniaje. Maya Juma Juana Divide. Maya Kumasi Bama. Meji many are no complain. And Grand Suamaba. Me say baby. Frami Gonongo have a TV wale mina me bano. Sikasu so gumano. Umi a drummy wiper. Oja me sport to have me burger. Man on my drum and frame. Mama Minjimani. Ugoku was so afraid me. A man who wants you, a man for me. Brody, Messi, I have boy, dear, what's it? A man winning, Tinton. Yeah, no one's I have vagina. Baby's answer my vagina. To what the papa to put to manto. True pimpy. Now if you got us to talk upon to la tememo. Yeah, papi, oh. I'm one who doesn't see me, oh. No, my bremenia. A man who wants you, a man for me. Mama Minjimani. Uko was one for me. A man who wants you, a man for me. Mete papa no don't have it. I see bad over. I'm on board in a damn into Chile. The crowd moon some mammy. This thing I must see about it. Both on our passenger. I craft on the west moon, sorry. Wrong half on the central. Ain't time I live for a ganga. Gonna phone you now somewhere.
We're getting ready for the situation. Situation 2024. As the official all-white party every December. It's happening this year. Richard Sky will be there. Susu Graham will be there. Nathan Kwa will be there. Bisakede will be there. Ketche will be there. MOG will be at the situation. Adani Best, oh my word. Look, I like the Mansano, the Bisake, the Mansano. Yeah, we have to enter the situation with that one.
Highly spiritual.
After a long year, after a long election year, where we're in the process of transitioning, we will help you transition into a new situation at the situation 2024. We'll get into that. We'll tell you what you have to do to grab a table and a seat. So we party. My goodness. Official Christmas party. Situation. All white party. No, it's going to be gigging. I can't wait. I know you can too. We'll bring you all the details you need to know about this one so you don't miss out. And then we'll have an interesting conversation later on in the day. I'm looking at our dashboard. NDC has about 178 seats in Parliament so far. NPP has got for itself 60 out of 242 seats we have for now. Out of 242 seats, the NDC has 178. We have 4 independent seats, 60 seats for the NPP, 178 for the NDC. This kind of resounding majority in Parliament what does it mean? What will it mean? Want to look into the crystal ball. Some people say that the next parliament, if the speaker has to pass a law, Sky, they say the speaker will say, honorable members, then the rest will say, yes, and then the law has been passed because they have some majority in parliament.
No, it doesn't work like that. There's something called the practice and procedure in Parliament, and it doesn't allow for a Yazoo business or a Shirado
business. So we have a Jatabi situation here, right?
Well, I mean, see, there is cause to be concerned, and then also to celebrate, depending on where you stand. So we need, whatever it is though, we need to be very, very careful and more watchful because of the sweeping nature of the victories recorded and how it can impact what the government is able to do in Parliament. Because mind you, even with an almost evenly split Parliament, look at the havoc that Parliament allowed itself to wreak on us, because all these loans that were taken and all these agreements, all these taxes that were imposed, and all these questionable deals that were signed, they all went through Parliament.
You will get there.
So I'm just indicating that
your opening remarks alone.
I'm just thinking.
This morning we are happy. We want to talk about situation.
Okay.
We want to party.
Okay.
You're already in.
No, I'm just giving you an indication that depending on where you stand,
we'll get there.
You either be happy or worried.
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there. But the situation is what we are happy about.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that one we are all going.
The all white
it's
party.
under the bridge or something.
Under bridge.
Oh, I like.
It's Legon.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where it to be happening.
Yes, it's near the new bridge, you know.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
You know Keche?
Yes.
Which of the songs do you like?
Oh, me, I like all their songs. So.
Which one is your favorite?
All of them.
Is it Keche that did with the going to Gwing?
Gwing.
Yes.
Gwing.
That one.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
I like Sokode.
Oh.
Ubeti Sokode.
Oh, so which one do you like, man? No, Keche.
Me, I like all their songs.
You like the pressure too. You give me pressure.
Now I dey wonder. Now I don't tire.
Now it's go wahala.
Girl, give me pressure.
No, there is pressure in town. There is pressure in town.
No, the ones that are
pressure. Release the pressure.
No, I hear that brothers are losing their access to, the incoming.
So some people are under pressure. No, there is pressure.
For some 8 years, people acquiring other people's assets without recourse to fair value.
Don't process. Oh my God. No, there is pressure. Brothers are under pressure.
Yeah, so now that the terrain has shifted, so now we have to determine what is fair market value.
Pressure. Catch it. Sour the pressure. Watching the same. Pressure. Made me music. Made me music. Watching the same. Baby, darling, give me pressure. Myself a day wonder. Now I don't tire. Now it's time wahala. With this soul, she dey give me pressure. Myself a day wonder.
No, Sky, people are worried. They say you are speaking in parables.
Yes.
You have to break it down for us to understand.
Yeah, Jesus Christ used that for a good reason.
Market value,
Yeah,
fair value.
Fair value.
What are you, allegiance switching?
Allegiances are switching left, right, and center.
What are you talking about?
So what you used to have, or you think you used to have, though. People are mixing, you are missing calls. Some people moved.
Okay.
When the government moved, right?
Oh, okay.
So now they are giving calls. They are calling. They are doing missed call. You know missed call. Yeah. So I wish them well.
So when you call, they don't pick again or what?
Yeah, something like that, because allegiances are switching. Like they are moving to the other side of the divide.
So they are also in transition.
Yeah. So they are doing handing over notes. Charlie, it's no, but it's sad,
Why is the maintenance fee so expensive that people can't?
Oh yeah, at that level.
She did call me on my China phone. He asked me where I gonna go. Baby, why you do me?
No, come and release pressure. Whether you are in transition, power is transitioning to you or not, whether the market is in your favor or not, the official Christmas party is the Situation All White Party. And it's happening live at the Underbridge, East Legon, 24th December.
Baby, I know that I go. Now you they give me precious. Now you they give me precious. Now you they give me pressure. All the girls don't see me. All the girls don't feel me. All the girls won't try me cause I have petroleum company. When some waste one die me, someone kill me, someone tell me why. They first stop, cause the sound like sa. Them they play some song, where they go like ta. Where all the girls they come close. Hey, I see one camera. Some say buy them pizza, some say buy them burger. Where some say palm one tapa. This pressure they like.
No, but Sky, I done the best to be there.
Yes. Jatabi. Jatabi, I'm sure you'll bring his live Jata. Yes. Live Jata on stage.
What does he say in the beginning, Nathan? It's gone. Nacho. What exactly is he saying?
Nacho, that's what they are saying. Nacho. Here is a tree.
Here is a tree. About what?
Ibagbumbu, ebewo.
Ibagbumbu.
Yes.
To say, do you want me so I met me about?
Nacho. Ibagbumbu.
More on the situation shortly. In the meantime, where are you headed? What's your situation? Are you shopping at the mall? Are you getting fuel for your car? Are Are you enjoying your favorite meal at a restaurant? Or you're in queue to get some cocoa? Essentials at your favorite shop. Whatever it is you're doing, wherever you're going, do that with the SG Visa card. The SG Visa card is your best option to make payments for goods and services online or anywhere with a point of sale machine. Enjoy a world of amazing opportunities available with the SG Visa card. Go about your business anywhere in Ghana with the comfort and security of your money available to you always. Find out more 0302-214-314. SG Ghana, the future is you. If you're looking for litigation-free land, contact Royal Kingdom Estate. Specialize in land acquisition, construction, design, property management, and more. We have properties in areas like Accra and Bri, prime areas. Land starting at 90,000 Ghana cedis. Flexible payment plans are available. We have affordable homes ranging from 2 bedrooms and premium furnished apartments for short rentals in East Airport. Visit us at Cantonment opposite Soul Clinic International School. Number to call 0557 555 909 027-277-8880. Email Royal Kingdom Estate. Royal Kingdom Estate, building communities and nurturing dreams.
Now, we are providing a special deal on the new Terramon Trendline V6 engine. It's big enough to seat 7 adults comfortably. It has a 6.6 liter petrol engine that comes with maximum power, so it can take you and your family anywhere and everywhere across the country. It has a V6 engine, 280 horsepower, 4-motion all-wheel drive. You can drive on every kind of terrain, and the starting price is 750,000 cedis. Take advantage now. Hurry while stocks last. T's apply. Get in touch with VW Ghana on 0257 956 688 to get more information on all the vehicles that VW Ghana has for us. From the innovative minds at Wiggle Vision Limited comes Frog. And Frog is the ultimate USSD, OTP, and bulk SMS messaging platform designed to transform your business communication. With Frog, you enjoy the lowest and unbeatable messaging prices to all mobile networks in Ghana. Get in touch with Wiggle on 0554 170599 or get in touch with them via their website wiggle.com.gh or sms.wiggle.com.gh. Wiggle Vision, empowering businesses, one message at a time. And the new order of retirement is here. You can now retire on your own terms with a guaranteed monthly income for the rest of your life. Simply invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and start receiving monthly income to enjoy the perfect retirement. Call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333 or visit oldmutual.com.gh. Old Mutual do great things every day. Now, this year, SIC Insurance PLC's AGM will be held on the 17th of December at 10 a.m. at the Assemblies of God Head Office, Ringway Estates. It will be a hybrid format, both virtual and in person. You can go to sicinsuranceagm.com to use the platform and to enter the meeting. Type in your 5-digit unique token. Voting will be done using the unique token number provided, and make sure you don't lose that number or compromise it, because that takes away your right to vote. SIC is thanking everybody, and they hope to see all their shareholders at the next AGM.
Nathan, what does that mean? Human being
Others
sweet. Just a nipper head. Thank you. And some people are sweeting some people this morning. Happy birthday to Dr. Irama Ampedu Owusu. She's the head of Department of Speech and Language Therapy, Department of the College of Health Sciences at Kolebu. Message says, on this special day, we pray for long life filled with wisdom, happiness, and good health. We love you to bits. This is from your husband, Dr. Sly, the kids, Dasibre, and Iraba, and the entire family. Dr. Sly, you know what would be nice? To celebrate your wife Adesango. You have to bring her and the children to situation. Oscar, so for enter the situation,
it is very, very
with
important.
their birthday celebrants.
Yeah, provided they are above
them.
the age, the what do you call it, the age of the majority age. So they have to be above 18.
What does that mean?
You can't bring kids there though. Yeah.
Oh no, these are adults.
Once they are
children.
adults, yes,
Yeah.
good. Yes.
Yeah, so they have to get a table.
What's an adult's child?
You're an adult child.
Okay, I know.
So Dr. Irama Ampedu Owusu, HOD, Speech and Language Therapy Department of the College of Health Sciences, Kolebu. Dr. Sly says he loves you to bits. And I'm advocating that he brings you to the situation, the official all-white party, to crown your year. You've been amazing. There are more birthday dedications. The WhatsApp line is 0549-986-996, 0549-986-996. This one says, please help me wish a glorious birthday to a virtuous woman, Mrs. Dorothy Boache Dankwa. You're amazing and you surpass them all with your love, care, and support for the family. May the good Lord elevate you and multiply the works of your hands always. This is from your husband, Jerry Boache Dankwa, and the kids, Jessica, Jerry Jr., and Joel. Mr. Jerry Boache Dankwa, I am sure you know by this time that Mrs. Dorothy Boache Dankwa would love to be a situation. That's the ultimate birthday party for the year. So bring her there. This one also says, happy birthday to Lady Blessed Yayura Ajay of Sabripo Villa, near Tema Michelle Khan. You are truly humble and a very kind person. This is from David and Amelia Owusu Mensah of Wembley Court Estate of the Tema Aplau, Tema Kosombo Road. Happy birthday to you. Another one going to Ralph Nyame of Majori, Ghana. Enjoy your birthday. This is from your mom, Auntie Pat. Good morning, Citi CBS. Happy birthday to me, Helbert Kpakpolai of Teshi Tribeleo, 2nd D House. May the Lord grant me wisdom and understanding, good health and strength. I wish myself the best of the day. Amen. We wish you well to Herbert. Today is my dad's birthday. May God bless him. He's the best man in the world. This is coming from Sedinam, Sefako, and Ewenam. You didn't add your father's name. Happy birthday. If you're listening and you know your children are Sedinam, Sefako, and Ewenam, they will bring you to situation. Happy birthday to my two lovely kids, Kweku Inshra Boating and Kofi Asida Boating of Accra Grammar School. On this day, we wish them a long life and God's blessings in all they do. This is from Daddy and Mommy, Joseph and Marianne Boating. Charlie, so the situation, do you have your white ready? It's an all white.
We'll be there. We'll wear white in one form or the other. It doesn't mean that because you don't have white, they won't let you in. It's not that you'll be the odd one out. But wear some white.
Okay.
So there's a white shirt, bring it. If you have white trousers to add.
And that day is not the day to be unique. Please just fit in.
Just follow.
The rule is white.
Don't come and be those people that I want to wear black to stand out.
No way. You will look very odd.
And it should not be broken. It's white.
It's a standing.
So wear white. Finish.
White.
Finish.
That's what the law says, right?
Yeah, that's the rule.
This one is the all white party, Christmas party.
So go find jean that's white.
Yes.
And then top that is white.
Yes.
And then if you like, you can wear afokpa that is white.
Okay.
You know white afokpa?
Yes.
No, but that one the way the Hamatan is, it's gory.
No, but the underground.
But you can get some really sweet, sneakers looking white, or maybe Converse, or something,
The next day you'll be really scrubbing.
That's okay. And those of you who are already celebrating because of the victory of your political party, either at the parliamentary level or at the presidential level, because MPP would have lost some, MPP would have won some, NDC would have lost some, NDC would have won some. So in those cases, once you have your white already,
I think we shouldn't say, if we do party celebrate, the MPP people will feel a bit slighted. So I think we should we are celebrating Ghana. Let's celebrate.
No, I understand that, but that's why I'm saying that in that case, you either win or you lose, right? But all of us have won.
Whatever it is.
Because I have friends who have lost.
Yes.
I have friends who have won. So I'm going to celebrate all of that.
That's why you said let's celebrate Ghana. So you don't even think about it. Some they start thinking about their party, they squeeze their face, So their girls won't taste as nice, their drinks won't go down as nice. So let's forget about the election.
I will say that post-election laws, probably the most interesting case I've ever seen was back in 2012, when John Mahama won the election, right? I was coming to Citi FM to appear as a guest on the Premier League or something. This was not too long before I joined officially. And there was this woman standing at La Paz, and she was just standing there by the Trotsky I was going. So as I was walking towards the Trotsky, I saw the woman standing there. Then I got in the Trotsky, and it didn't leave immediately, so we had a few minutes. And this woman was standing there, looking really pensive, and then she started muttering the words, it's Ghana for one, two men, Kufado. Hey, Ghana for Muchimo, Dio. Ghana for Yamina, this one will be Dio. They can't come to the party.
She was going through the various stages of grief, right? She was processing.
You see,
they should all come.
Or they should come and join.
They
should come and forget about
whatever
it. They should come and forget about it. December 24th.
Come joy of the Lord.
It's a situation. This year we are at the Underbridge at East Legon. So come around. If you are still not sure the kind of table you are going to get or the kind of table you want, call 0205 973 973. You speak to the lovely people at the events department. They will take you through what each table offers. When you hear all of that, then you can plan with your parties. If you are the bomber too and you have all the money, you can pay for everybody. And then you come and jam on December 24th.
When you pay for it, you see your friends will now be messaging you that, oh bro, how far for the you can decide to pick. You can you pay first. Pay for the table. Then you can choose among your friends who to pay. This year he didn't give me contract out. This person was nice to me. The person who the 200 cities they didn't pay you back. Don't let them come. Bring the other ones.
You know when you enter that restaurant and you don't want anybody to come close because you want to do something, they say I'm buying all 3 seats. Then somebody go vex. Who was the can one talker? Just oh my God! So do have like you can buy the table and bring your friends. Bring friends, family, old school mates. Even
colleagues at work.
Exactly,
colleagues at work.
You said something that I take exception to. He said that Ghana has won. Charlie, no. No, NDC has won. Let's not.
People are looking their own there. People are looking for a place to drown their sorrows.
Something to sweet people. It's not true.
But they pay yourself.
No, NDC has won. But no, the downside of this is that you see, if you are MPP and you go to the situation party, people will think that you are jubilating.
They think you're happy you lost. Oh my God. It's hard. It's a tough one.
Charlie, do whatever you want to do. Enjoy life. Enjoy. Situation. We do it once a year. Enjoy life. I need to go through the things.
That be the whole story. So the packages are there.
Okay.
Each table has 8 seats, and then we start with the platinum. Actually, platinum is where we start from. It's going for 12,000 Ghana cedis.
12,000 Ghana cedis.
Yeah, platinum.
So you pay 12,000 for 8 people.
8 people, yes.
And then it has a bottle of champagne.
That's right.
And then a bottle of whiskey. This time is Glenfiddich. And then 1 bottle of red wine.
Right.
2 packs of Carlsberg beer.
Carlsberg beer for the Liverpool fans. That's for you. Those is Liverpool's jerseys at Carlsberg on.
Yeah, and then cocktails and mocktails, unlimited.
Unlimited.
Yes, unlimited. This is this is for platinum. And then you have 16 bottles of soft drinks.
That's right.
And then there's a grazing table. You know,
grazing table.
Yeah, there is a grazing table.
Some of us, you don't know what that is.
Oh, you.
I don't know. I don't know.
Grazing table. A table of sorts, different food, picks.
The one that you see like the samosa and the spring roll.
Nicely done.
Grazing table.
A wide array of foods, pickups,
chichils,
chichils, samosas, small pies, grapes, grapes, and so the platinum people have a grazing table where they have some meatballs, yam balls, chops, available to the platinum tables.
You're making us hungry.
No, don't be hungry. Be angry.
Be angry. Make money.
Be angry for your poverty. And then, so the grazing table is there for the platinum guys, and then there's a buffet, dinner buffet there, So you eat from
wide array.
Oh, Charlie, the dinner buffet. When I saw the selection, thank you, Sky.
Yes, the of the thing.
When I saw the selection of the dinner buffet, I said, Charlie, you gotta be there.
No, the buffet always is if you are
nada. Me can you were here. Buffet.
Thank you.
Aponche. Missy in Kakrapa. So you have jollof, and then you have anwamo with the anwamo with the tolo beef.
Thank you.
Drop a few slices of sabala on it.
Thank you very much. Then you have ampesier and Kobe stew.
There will be Kobe there.
Oh, in that down.
Hey, when you're not coming table new.
Yeah, so this is
platinum.
Platinum,
12,000.
Diamond also has buffet. It has a bottle of whiskey Black Label, 2 bottles of wine, 2 packs of Carlsberg beer, 16 glasses of cocktails,
right?
And then 16 portions of grills. The platinum has unlimited portions.
Yeah.
This one has 16 portions.
Okay.
For 8 people, dinner buffet, soft drinks,
right.
And then there's the gold table. That doesn't come with the dinner buffet. A bottle of whiskey Red Label, 2 bottles of wine, 8 bottles of beer, 8 glasses of cocktails, 8 bottles of water, 8 bottles of soft drinks, and 8 portions of grills. So that's going for 6,000 for 8 people.
Right.
There's
something for everyone.
The platinum is 12,000. The diamond is 10,000. So quickly call 0205 973 and speak with Helen Grace.
Nice.
And she'll be so kind to register you.
Thank you. That's how to be part of the party.
And it's all happening at the Underbridge Event Center.
Thank you.
At East Legon.
Yeah, man.
Please make sure you buy your ticket now.
Thank you.
As for me, I can assure you that my phone will be off after the 20th.
And today's 12th.
After the 20th, my phone will be off.
So nobody can call.
Essentially, we have 12 days to
Don't say I didn't tell you.
12 days to situation.
Yes.
So don't miss out. So if you're asking where the party day, you know where it is. No darling cry.
No, but me, I like that. Oh yeah, more jatabi ole.
Oh,
yeah, more jatabi ole. Keda no banae.
Thank you.
Charlie, the man go land for
that. That's the song. Jatabi Ole.
Charlie, the man is going to be there.
Adani best.
Adani best.
At his best.
I tell you.
Yeah.
I tell you.
So come and witness Adani best at his best.
Thank
you. The best Christmas party, all white Christmas party. We call it situation. And it's happening at the Underbridge.
Sky has a jalabia that he's
jalabia. It's really high.
Jalabia and kuli high.
It was recommended by the doctor.
Oh, it's 10 minutes after 8. We're getting to tech and social media trends. Forgive me. The situation has been exciting. So we jump into tech and social media trends now. Nathan is ready with tech and social media trends. It's really brought to us by First Bank Ghana and then Telecel. If you're sending money to the Gambia, Guinea, Liberia, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone, it's easy with our PAPS system, the Pan-African Payment and Settlement Systems, PAPS. You can send and receive money for business and personal purposes. All you need to do is to visit any of our branches across the country with your cash, and your money is transferred. To receive money, you will need a First Bank Ghana account. This is how we put you first. Call us to find out more about the PAPS system. 0596921921 is the number. And we have exciting news from Telecel. Get connected for less with our discounted MiFi device at an unbeatable price of only 500 Ghana cedis, and also get 10 gigabyte free data. For all internet connectivity concerns, this portable Wi-Fi solution from Telecel has you covered. Seamless browsing, streaming, and staying connected on the go. Don't miss out on this limited time offer from Telecel today. Visit any Telecel retail shop to grab yours today. Telecel, connecting energies. Okay, so let's get to tech and socials now. Nathan, what are people saying?
Okay.
What's making the news?
All right, let's get into the trends, and we start off with things that are related to the current happenings in Ghana. So trends like Ghana Gas, Transition Team, Jubilee House, all of that coming in post-election. Remember, the transition team or the transitional team had its first meeting. It was inaugurated yesterday, so people are talking about that. There are some pictures also on social. In relation to that, Jubilee House is equally trending. People are talking about the venue of that meeting as well. To some other election-related news, Apenyo Markin is trending. How the press conference with the NPP yesterday saying that the EC needed to have a second look at some of the declarations it made. In line with that, there's a hashtag that I've noticed. Justice for Patrick Yalboama. So Patrick Yalboama is the outgoing MP for Okaikwe Central. And he lost to Baba Sadiq of the NDC. He said he was going to court. So there's a very interesting hashtag that's been making the rounds there. So some football, and last night was day 2 of the Champions League, UEFA Champions League match day 6. In things that are trending, Dortmund, they lost 3-2 to Barcelona. Lookman is still trending after his exploits against Real Madrid a few days ago. Gabriel Jesus, he was part of Arsenal's win yesterday. Even though he didn't score, he was very, very good. His performance was really good. Martinelli also trending. Pep Guardiola also trending after Man City lost again.
Oh, Charlie.
It's just they are going through a very difficult time. They lost 2-0 to Juventus.
They are not going through anything. That's how the thing is. You should be there. They lost.
they lost again.
Is the team in decline?
They've lost one. They've won one in their last 10 games.
Yeah, just one of their last 10. It's just not working.
I'm dealing with court issues.
And then there's the 2034 World Cup, which is also trending. Yesterday, FIFA announced that Saudi Arabia will be hosting the 2034 World Cup. So we've seen one World Cup in Qatar. Now the Saudis have another World Cup. We'll see how that one plays out. The Gulf region is really doing big things in terms of getting more sporting events to take place.
Was it about money?
I mean,
it's the likes of Portugal and Spain.
But Portugal, Spain, they are doing 2030. So Portugal, Spain, and Morocco
are
hosting.
And it's the 100th anniversary of the World Cup.
And the FIFA said
they'll play the opening games
in
Uruguay, Paraguay, Argentina, that area. They'll play the first 2-3 games there, and then they'll move everything to Portugal, Spain, and Morocco for the actual tournament to celebrate 100 years of FIFA. Because the first World Cup was played in Uruguay in 1930. So 100 years of the World Cup. They want to play the first game of the centenary World Cup in Uruguay.
And thereafter, then they would go to Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia is 2034.
2034. For everything.
Yes.
That one nobody.
You know, when the Qataris got 2022, the stories that came from Saudi Arabia, we wondered why, Qatar got it, so clearly they can also host. So they believe that they have what it takes to put together a great World Cup. We'll see if they can rival what Qatar gave us in 2022. So those are the trends for the morning.
Right, that was tech and social media trends.
For a bank to rely on, let me give you a shoulder to lie on. We do we seek out to bank if it no lie. Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking, it's in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no many time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. But tell me office a chilly, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feed you, I'm like us. First Bank will treat you first. Treat you first. Somebody see think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
There's a business in every woman, from the young lady brimming with exciting and novel business ideas to the market queen managing her empire. There's the she architect, quantity surveyor, realtor, business consultant, crafting dreams into reality, and the multitasking mom seamlessly blending work at home. The entrepreneur, meticulously checking stock, to the corporate woman sealing deals on the move. Indeed, there's a business in every woman. Introducing Telecel Women in Business, our initiative to empower women-led and women-owned enterprises. Benefit from tailored activities, networking, business and technical support, free webinars, trainings, and more. To join this initiative, be a female-led business and a Telecel business customer. Visit telecel.com.gh/business to register now.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Your favorite way to send money to Ghana is back. We're excited to announce that Tap Send is back and better than ever. After a brief pause, we are happy to resume our mission of providing fast, affordable, and secure money transfers to Ghana. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Tap Send is working power. And remember, tell your loved ones abroad to send money through Tap Send to stand a chance to win big in the December Sambra promo. Tap Send. Papa no.
Channel 1 TV is live.
on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
SG Ghana Visa card, SG all the way. Oh, what fun to get cash back on your Visa card. Oh, SG Ghana Visa card, SG all the way. Use your SG Visa card and get some money back.
From now to 31st December 2024, get cash back each time you use your SG Ghana Visa card to make payments when shopping, buying fuel, making payments online, or using a POS terminal. It's simple. Shop and get cash back only with SG Ghana Visa card. Use your SG Ghana Visa card or get one today. Terms and conditions apply. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
Get ready for the ultimate celebration of the year. The Situation All White Christmas Party 2024. This Christmas Eve, join us at the Situation All White Christmas Party for a night of unforgettable vibes. Date 24th December 2024. Time 8 p.m. Location The Underbridge, East Legon. Expect nothing but pure magic as we light up the night with incredible performances from Keche, the hitmakers who know how to get you moving. Misake Day, Ghana's Soul Master with melodies that will take you to another world. A Chin Band, a live performance experience like no other. DJ Mingo, the party maestro, keeping the beats flowing all night. I've done it best, bringing the energy to keep the crowd jumping. And MOG, leading us in spirit-filled worshiping style. Dress code all white. Let's shine together in style. It's going to be a night to remember, full of music, dance, and festive spirit. Don't miss out on the hottest party of the season, the party that shuts down all parties. Call 0205-973-973 for table reservations and get ready to party. It's going to be lit at the Underbridge. The Situation All White Christmas Party 2024 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and proudly sponsored by Carlsberg Beer, Kiss Drinks, Series, Bell Ice, Verve Duvernay, Bushmills Irish Whiskey, and Blue Jeans Energy Drink.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
It's 22 after 8. We have exciting news for you from Coca-Cola. Thrilled to announce the return of your favorite Coca-Cola Original Regular Taste in 300 ml glass bottle. You can now buy and enjoy the refreshing taste of Coca-Cola with the convenience of returning your glass bottles for reuse. Dive into a world of flavor with Coca-Cola, Fanta and Sprite, all offered in the iconic 300 ml returnable glass bottle at the magical price of 3 cedis 50 pesos. If you prefer a different twist, talking about the 300 ml recyclable PET bottle, it's priced at 6 cedis. Find out more on our social media platforms on Instagram and Facebook at Coca-Cola_GH. Experience real magic with Coca-Cola's original taste. Let me turn my attention to some of your messages that have come through. Joe from Teshi says, the way Sames is talking about the food for situation, it sounds like he sets a table before me in the presence of my enemies kind of thing. Joe from Teshi, I see where you are going. Sames, can we take away? Can we take a takeaway? Cause hey, I'm asking for a friend. This is a man from Danzoma. Sky, help me with this other one and the rest.
So please tell Papa Sam that those who didn't vote won, not NDC.
Okay.
We have just rented our position to NDC to handle the economy for us.
Okay.
It's Kofi from Lakeside.
There's another one at the top.
And this one says, what do you call it? The way Samens is mentioning the samosas and grapes. I just want to see his mustache. This guy. Open your picture new of you all. But I apologize,
there are more messages, right, Scott?
And this one says what? Okay. Richard Sky should throw more light on the camp switching. It's coming in from Kwamina.
You have confused a lot of people. I told you, you have confused the people.
Oh my word, no, let's make progress.
Assets are being taken
over. Yeah, you call it a hostile takeover. That's a hostile takeover.
I'm turning my attention now.
Otherwise, you can also think about adverse possession.
Adverse possession?
Yes.
How is that one done?
You just go and purge for the place, hoping that the owner won't come and remove you. Once you accrue the necessary number of years, Charlie, you have taken over completely.
I see that. No, but if you take a look at our dashboard, we have so far 242 constituencies. We have numbers for the parliamentary seats. And if you look at that in total, so take us through these numbers. How many more seats are left? Where are they coming from? Where are we to get them from? Are they strongholds? Are they swing? Give us those.
So we're looking at about 34 seats left.
34 seats left,
yes. Right? But it looks like the majority will come from the Ashanti region, where we do have 23 constituencies not reporting.
23 constituencies out of 34?
Yes, have not reported. Right now, per what we have for the Ashanti region, the NPP has 19 and the NDC has 4. They won 4 in the last election. We expect them to gain a seat or two, definitely for sure, because they are doing better all over the country. But it remains to be seen how many more they get.
Right.
My estimate is if we say we have 23 left, like we said, I expect maybe it to go kind of 20 for the NPP and then 3 for the NDC, something like that. Just a conservative estimate based on what is left, even though there's been some change, because that will still represent 3 seats won for the NDC, which is almost doubling their seats from the last election, because they had 4 to move to 7. It's quite a big jump, but it will still be a lot of seats for the NPP. But if you were to just add that 20 to what we have for everything, that would now move the NPP to about 80.
80?
Yes, it will move about 80. Yeah, let's pretend we've added those seats. That would be 255.
Yeah.
So that would mean what? About 22 remaining? Yes. So it looks like that's a big percentage of the seats. And then we have a few seats in Greater Accra, which seems to have gone very NDC this election. But per their own numbers, they claim they've won 30 out of 34. And then we have about 4 seats there which are unaccounted for per our dashboard.
And
so
the
we
others
expect
that are independent.
Yes. So we expect them to not go to the NDC, because the NDC themselves are saying they want 30 out of 34, and per what we have, they have 27. So sorry, they'll get 3 seats. So that is what we might expect, because that's what they are saying. But again, the things have to be kind of gone through. Then the Eastern region, another 4 seats there. Again, generally a lot of MPP seats in the Eastern region, so we can expect then that to go their way too. So I think the rate we are seeing now is like the NDC are flying through the seats. It will kind of change because of where the remaining seats are. So we just have to kind of look through and see where the remaining.
But whatever it is, the NDC has a resounding majority in Parliament.
Yes, already. So now the question is more: would they reach that magical 185 to get a 2/3 majority, which we've not seen in this? We've not seen maybe since 96, 92. So one of the historians here has to kind of help me out, but I think that kind of majority has not been seen since the 90s.
So my question would be that should the NDC have that magical number? When should they have the 2/3 majority in Parliament? What will Parliament look like? What will it bode for the next 4 years for Ghanaians in terms of governance, politics, and all of that? For you, listener, listening to me, 0549 986 996 is the number. What 3 critical things would you want to see the NDC use its majority in Parliament to change or to do differently? And I'll ask Kai, who's been in Parliament for close to 2 decades, to look into his crystal ball and tell us what the benefits and otherwise are for a party that is in power to have such resounding majority in Parliament. I would like to hear from you as well. 0549 986 996. Nathan is here as well. We'll all be sharing what we foresee. Let me start with Sky. Sky, if the NDC seems to be having an almost, as for the majority they have, per our numbers, they are getting closer and closer to having 2/3 majority. What would that mean for governance, for an administration under John Mahama that has promised Ghanaians so much? At a time where there is such economic difficulty, where we are told there is little room for, there's little space for economic wiggle room, however they say it.
So what's the question? Where's the question?
Oh, the question is the implications of a majority in Parliament that's almost 2/3 for now. Should the NPP have 2/3 majority in Parliament, what would that mean?
Well, it can be both negative and positive depending on how it is used. So we are proceeding on the basis that they are likely to get at least 185 seats out of the 276 seats in Parliament. Under the current constitutional dispensation and in view of the numbers in Parliament, the total number of seats, 2/3 should take you to something around 185 seats.
Yeah, I believe 184 will be exactly. So 185 is you've crossed
exactly.
it.
So with that in mind, what it means is that if the NDC is able to get at least 185 seats, then they become the omega, the alpha and everything under our constitutional arrangement. Because first of all, they are able to easily meet the constitutional threshold for forming a quorum to do business. They are also able to meet the constitutional threshold without the support of, the other party if they marshal all their numbers to get the constitutional threshold for taking decisions, in which case you are looking at least half of all members of Parliament present and voting, and majority of them voting in support of a particular piece of legislation or agreement or resolution, provided it is not frowned upon by the constitutional provision. And then also with a 2/3 majority, they are able to, in some cases, override executive decisions. So for instance, if a bill is passed and the president refuses to assent to the same, goes through the processes of returning it to Parliament, and Parliament is still very happy with the provisions of the bill, they can override the executive's views on the matter by passing it, in which case, when that is done, the president would then be required under the constitution to pass the legislation, to assent to the legislation. So it is a very, very formidable likelihood. And if that happens, depending on how they use it, it can either be a weapon or for accountability, ensuring the executive is responsible, or where we have a parliament that is malleable, then it can be a danger to our democracy.
That's interesting. Now, I want you to give us examples, right, of situations where Parliament could, as it were, override some decisions. Let's use the outgoing government as an example, right? Situations where the Parliament has passed a law and the government has decided not to assent to it, and so in that situation, should a thing like that repeat itself in the next government, then the Parliament can then, override the executive's decision. There's been situations like that?
Well, we have not been able to get through that because of, my own intervention at the Supreme Court with a specific reference to the anti-gay bill. The arguments for it are entirely not matters for a discussion here, because the matter is still sub judice, if you like, or still under litigation. The court will take a decision on it sometime on the 18th of this month. But let's take a hypothetical situation that maybe Parliament passes a law following all the appropriate procedures without any breaches of the Constitution. And then that law goes to the table of the new president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Yeah.
And Mr. Mahama takes the view that, look, this particular piece of legislation or a provision in it undermines, in his view, a particular thing, the national interest, or harms one thing or the other. And then, instead of signing it, he says that, well, I'm returning it to Parliament for them to reconsider in line with the provisions of the Constitution, or I'm asking the Council of State to look at it and then to advise accordingly. The Council of State looks at it and then puts in a piece of advice. The President acts in line with that and returns the bill to the legislature for reconsideration. Now, under the provisions of the Constitution, let me take you specifically to Article 60, Article 106.10 of the Constitution. So 106.10, under Article 106, because the NDC would have had 2/3 majority, they are able to override whatever views the president or objections the president may have had.
Is that likely to happen, given how we've seen that Parliament is often whipped in line with the executive's direction and focus? Are you likely to have a Parliament that will challenge the executive's orders when it is the majority of the governing party?
Well, you see, that's why I'm saying, it is not all the times that you have a coincidence of interest between the executive and the legislature.
Yeah.
So, for instance, let's just assume, you've heard President Mahama recently, when questions came up about whether he will sign the gay bill, he says that it's for this president to deal with. When he was when they asked him about the matter on the BBC, he said that, well, it depends on what is in a gay bill. Generalizes it without saying this particular one. Now, assuming without, let's assume that maybe the new government, there's a legislation that maybe the president finds obnoxious and says that, well, this is not in the interest of Ghana. He doesn't think that signing it would inure to the benefit of the Republic. Sends it back to the legislature. Under Article 106 Clause 10 of the Constitution, if the legislature is in unison, at least talking about all the majority MPs, and assuming they make 185, if they think that the legislation is in the interest of the Republic, they can simply vote to say we are not changing even the or A in this piece of legislation. Mr. Mahama, under the Constitution, you are enjoined to sign it. And the President would have no obligation, because the constitutional language is that you shall, as President, sign such a piece of legislation.
I have an article here, the good, the bad, and the ugly of an absolute majority
and then let me
in Ghana's parliament. Yeah.
Let me also take you to Article 11, 7C of the Constitution. You know, so the provision basically says, and let me just quote it for emphasis. It says that 11.7c, it says any order, rule, or regulation made by a person or authority under a power conferred by this Constitution or any other law shall be laid before Parliament, that is A, B, published in the Gazette on the day it is laid before Parliament, and C, which is the relevant one for me here, coming to force at the expiration of 21 sitting days. After being so laid, unless Parliament before the expiration of the 21 days annuls the order, rule, or regulation by the votes of not less than 2/3 of all members of Parliament. Now, that provision is basically saying that if, for instance, the Electoral Commission takes a bill to a CI to Parliament, right, wanting to maybe impose new restrictions on how people register, right?
Yeah.
And the majority in Parliament, again, we are assuming that the NDC gets 185. With that super majority, strictly speaking, 2/3, they can, before the legislation proposed by the Electoral Commission matures, annul the entire thing before 21 sitting days, comes, because ideally, you just leave it there. Without changing A, B, or C in it.
Yeah.
It matures. Then it becomes part of our laws. But with the current numbers, and assuming that they have 185, they can stop such a bill, strictly speaking, not a bill, but it's a bill in a sense, from becoming part of our laws.
Right.
Do you understand?
I get it.
Then also, there are provisions in the Constitution that are easily, they can be amended easily, right? Those are the non-entrenched provisions of the Constitution, and Article 290 deals with the entrenched provisions of the Constitution. For instance, the entire provision of the executive under Chapter 80, if my memory serves me correctly, of the Constitution. So anything having to do with the president, ministers, how they are appointed, nominated, approval, all of those things. You cannot amend those without going back to the people of Ghana to say, we want to change this. But where those provisions are governed under Article 291, in which case they can easily amend it, Parliament can do that without going back to the people of Ghana, and that can be done the appropriate numbers to do it, in which case I've told you that if they have 185, then there are a lot of things that they can do. Then also there are provisions that deal with tax exemptions. So for instance, if you go to Article 174(3) of the Constitution, the Constitution allows for certain exemptions to that respect.
So Parliament, with the kind of majority we are seeing,
so let me read the provision, if I may, so that it makes sense. So 174, Article 174 of the Constitution says that no taxation, right, shall be imposed otherwise than by or under the authority of an act of Parliament. So 2 says, where an act enacted in accordance with this clause, which is clause 1 of this article, confers power on any person or authority to waive. So you really recently heard, the NPP side saying they wanted to waive some taxes and all that. Or vary a tax imposed by that act, the exercise of the power of waiver or variation in favor of any person or authority shall be subject to the prior approval of Parliament by a resolution. So this one is just by a resolution. But the relevant one says, 3, Parliament may, by resolution supported by the votes of not less than 2/3 of all members of Parliament, 2/3 of all members of Parliament, exempt the exercise of any power
So the exercise of the authority to waive, any power from the provisions of clause 4 of this article. So again, under the Constitution, with 2/3 majority, again, assuming they make it, they can also trigger the use of Article 1743, depending on whether they are using it rightly or they are using it wrongly. It can be harmful or it can be what? Useful, depending on how you look at it. Then there is also Article 268, Clause 2 of the Constitution, which deals with exemption of requirements for putting natural resource agreements before Parliament. So let me take you to that specific provision. You know, we've had issues with the Japa.
Yes, we've had.
You know, the whole arrangement, the murky, and created all kinds of problems. Machinamidu wrote about it, and eventually he resigned from office.
Yeah.
Let me take you to that provision, Article 268 of the Constitution. And with your permission, again, let me quote the relevant provision. So 268(1), protecting natural resources, Galamsey and related matters. Now, one says any transaction, contract, or undertaking involving the grant of a right or concession by or on behalf of any person, including the government of Ghana, to any other person or body of persons, howsoever described, for the exploitation of any mineral, water, or other natural resource of Ghana, made or entered into after the coming into force of this Constitution, shall be subject to ratification by Parliament. That's the first one. The second one, which is what concerns me, 2, says Parliament may, by resolution supported by the votes of not less than 2/3 of all members of Parliament, exempt from the provisions of Clause 1 of this article any particular class of transactions, contract, or undertakings. So it is the framers' wisdom that when, for instance, maybe under this building, we find gold, right? And that gold under the Constitution doesn't belong to the owners of the building. By reason of the operation of the Constitution, it belongs to the good people of Ghana. Now, if it is the thinking of government that, okay, we should give that gold to Caleb and Co. Limited to exploit, the constitutional provision I read to you demands that that contract should come before Parliament for ratification.
Right.
But there is an exemption created by reason of Clause 2, which says that Parliament does have the authority in appropriate cases to grant exemptions.
Wow.
You
so
understand?
that it doesn't have to go to Parliament.
Yeah. So in which case, if assuming, let's assume, and I'm not saying that this will happen. Let's assume, and to the best of my understanding of the law, let's assume that you are my buddy, right? Like we are cronies, like and I want to favor you.
Okay.
And I don't want these communities praying at a Japa while they are looking into it, or this contract business.
Yeah.
Again, if we agree as a house, then it may not be a tool for accountability. It becomes a tool for concealing what would otherwise have required the prying eyes of all members of Parliament to ensure that we get the best value for money.
Some will say that even with the hung parliament we've had, government has succeeded in passing some bills that people have felt are injurious to the good people of Ghana.
Yes, I agree fully with that.
E-levy was passed in the hung parliament that we've had, and there are a good number of others. So the consideration is that now that you are going to have a sweeping majority and you are inching close to 2/3 majority, wow, I mean, you can do almost anything.
Yeah, I mean,
almost anything
without
more.
You can only expect that maybe the people of Ghana would exact accountability subsequently.
Only after election, right?
Yes, or in cases where they breach the Constitution, then you can go to either the Human Rights Court or the Constitutional Court, which is the Supreme Court, to seek to reverse that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is also one thing. Then you also have the vote of censure. It was tried in the attempt to remove
the Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta from office when the minority failed, subsequent to the majority's, criticism of his tenure, that he had outlived his usefulness as a member of government. And so they moved a motion, which was led by the Honorable Minority Leader, as of that time, Kessel Atu-Forson, that he should be removed from office. And specifically, that is dealt with under Article 82 of the Constitution. And if I may, with your permission, I can read that provision for our own education. Now, it says that Article 82(1), Parliament may, by a resolution supported by the votes of not less than 2/3 of all members of Parliament, pass a vote of censure on a minister of state.
Okay.
2 says, a motion for the resolution referred to in clause 1 of this article shall not be moved in Parliament unless A, 7 days notice has been given of the motion, and B, the notice for the motion has been signed by not less than 1/3 of all members of Parliament, and 3, the motion shall be debated in Parliament within 14 days after the receipt by the Speaker of the notice for the motion. And 4 says, a Minister of State in respect of whom a vote of censure is debated under clause 3 of this article is entitled during the debate to be heard in his defense. And we saw what happened in the case of Honorable Ofori-Atta. And 5 says, where a vote of censure is passed against a minister under this article, the President may, unless the minister resigns his office, revoke his appointment as a minister.
Right.
Now, if you notice, the language of the Constitution is may.
Right.
So what it means is that if, for some reason, a minister appointed by John Dramani Mahama becomes a danger to the Republic, and for some reason the President doesn't want to remove him, and Parliament thinks that, let's, like in the case of Ofori-Atta, let's pass a vote of censure removing him.
Yeah.
When that vote is passed, it must be passed by at least, meeting the constitutional threshold of at least, 2/3 majority is a mouthful. Yeah? When that happens, the President may revoke the appointment of the said minister. So again, that can be a tool to exact accountability. Now, the difficulty is where the language of the Constitution is may, because may and shall do not mean the same things. May is you may, like
shall is an obligation.
Shall is obligatory. May is sort of it's advisory.
Yes.
Later.
Yeah, but I don't know if a minister is voted upon and Parliament says that the President says he doesn't want to remove the minister.
Yeah.
Somebody may want to test it to try and understand whether, in the case of this particular provision, may should be read to mean shall.
Right. To make it
exactly so that it becomes a matter of compulsion.
Right.
Because it should not sound advisory to the President.
Should be obligatory.
Yeah. I mean, some people take that view that may there should be read to mean shall by reason of the force of 2/3 of all members of Parliament voting on the subject matter.
Fair enough. Points well noted. Nathan, I'm coming to you so that, from someone who is a citizen who has high expectations and all of that, given the numbers we are seeing and based on the premise we have laid so far, what are the things you are expecting to see a government that has won such legitimacy from the people from an election that was fiercely contested? You are inching close to a 2/3 majority. You've promised the people a whole lot. Now you cannot say that you didn't have majority in Parliament, because some of the arguments while campaigning was that, vote for me, vote for my parliamentary candidate, because when you go to
actually just forgive me, let me just intrude.
Yes.
I just want to add one more.
Please do.
One more provision for our education.
That's fine.
So again, this can also be used as a tool to exact accountability or for purposes of abuse, right?
Yes.
So this has to do with the removal of the president from office, impeachment.
Oh, with the 2/3 majority,
Exactly.
they can impeach the president.
So
this is their own government. Too.
Yeah, this is assuming that all of them are aligned.
Okay.
You know, assuming that all of them are aligned that, look, the president must go for some very good reason, in line with the provisions of the Constitution. Okay. So Article 146 deals with removal of the president, which we call impeachment. The relevant provisions, no, actually, did I quote the right provision? I thought I was looking at that.
Sky, let me
it's 69 actually.
So that you find that one.
Yeah, Article 69(2) of the Constitution.
69(2).
Yes. So
we'll come back to the Constitution. We've heard a lot of constitutional English.
No, this is very important.
No, you let him finish. It's
a very important one. That's why I'm quoting.
Okay, please go ahead with that.
So, for the purposes of the removal from office of the president, a notice shall, a notice in writing, signed by not less than 1/3 of all members of parliament. So 1/3, they can meet that provision easily, and even spare some MPs. And then the second one, which is very, very relevant, is 11. Says that the resolution for the removal from office of the president shall be by a secret ballot and shall be taken to be approved by parliament if supported by the votes of not less than 2/3 of all members of parliament after prior debate. So it says that, it continues to say in 12, that the proceedings of parliament for the removal of the president shall not be held in camera except where parliament otherwise orders in the interest of national security. And 13 says, the president shall cease to hold office as president on the date parliament decides that he be removed from office. Now, this is the most powerful of all the provisions that I've cited. Of course, all the other ones are equally powerful. But this one is saying that, again, assuming that they have this majority we're talking about, 2/3 majority, they can, first of all, bring proceedings against the president where he's accused of doing something wrong, and we want to get rid of him. And once that is done, the necessary processes will be gone through, and under Article 69(11), when you meet the 2/3 threshold, voting in support of the removal of the president, the president can be removed.
Right. So this is assuming that everyone is in line.
Yes.
And they want this happening. Yes. So we're having this conversation on the backdrop of the data we have that from what we are seeing, the NDC is inching close to having 2/3 majority in parliament. We have data on 242 constituencies out of 276. There are about 34 more to go, and about how many are from the Ashanti region?
We have about 23. If I remember, I mentioned. I'll just check again. It's in the 20s.
Yes.
So
NDC has 178 now per our dashboard. 60 of the seats have been taken by the NPP and 4 are independent. We are saying that should the NPP have the 2/3 majority in parliament? Apologies.
You are living in the past.
Apologies. Well, the present. We are here to get to the future. And apologies, man. Should the NDC have 2/3 majority in parliament, you as a voter, for those of you who are citizens, what are you expecting the NDC to use their majority status, their 2/3 majority, should that be the case in parliament, to do? I bring it Susu quickly, then Nathan, I come to you for, what you are expecting the party to use.
Based on all Sky has said, it's really a double-edged sword.
It is.
So for me, the way I see it, it means there's increased scrutiny and accountability
if they choose to,
on the NDC part, in the sense that you have all the power in there. You can do what you want, quote unquote. So if things don't get better, if we don't see you actually using this for good, it will be a clear indication. In fact, I feel like this has actually put more pressure on the NDC, in the sense that it will be a clear indication to Ghanaians that you are not serious. It will be a very clear indication that you are not serious. If we see that you are, like Sky said, you are using it to make things better for your friends, you are using it to cut deals, everyone will just see that you people are not serious, that we wasted our votes. That's what Ghanaians are going to say, that we wasted our votes. We gave you this chance to reset, like you said, we are resetting Ghana. We gave you this chance to reset Ghana. If not reset it, so for me, I don't see the what's the word I'm looking for? Why we should be afraid, in the sense that they'll just show us who they are. If they are really who they claim they are, it will be for good. Things will get done, and we'll all clap for them at the end. If it's bad too, we all know what happens every 4 years. People will go to the polls and and this defeat that the MPP have suffered, that we're saying, is one of the biggest defeats in the Fourth Republic. They have to reflect, reevaluate as a party. I don't doubt that if the NDC go down the same path that we are, that they decide that they want to also be worse, they will suffer another decisive defeat, just they say. I think and the truth is, what we see is that maybe these political parties will learn that when you are given the chance, you better make it count, or it won't last very long. Maybe that's what we'll see. So it's actually, listening to Sky, I'm a bit hopeful. I'm a bit hopeful that things will get better, because the mandates they've been given, they've been showing that people are very unhappy, people are very upset. So they've been given. They should use their power well. If they don't use it, we all know what will happen. They've seen.
So Susu is hopeful. Sky is, ambivalent. Is that the
right
word?
Sky is
just saying that it's a double-edged sword.
Yes.
And that depending on what politicians choose to do, and knowing them very well.
And that, you see, that reality has to be painted for the citizenry, and also for the MPs and for the people in government, right? For the incoming administration, they know. I don't think they are blind to this fact. They know exactly what these numbers mean, and they know what these numbers could potentially present in terms of weapons or tools to make things better or worse. Again, I go back, and I've said this the whole of this week, but I go back to Fifi Kwete's speech when John Mahama, I think he granted a speech. Was it? I don't think it was at the same function.
No, he had a press conference.
It wasn't the same function,
Yeah, it was at the press conference before.
Yes, the press conference before John Mahama's acceptance, where he mentioned the fact that they had acknowledged that they were walking into Parliament with a huge numerical advantage. And then he also said that they were planning to use that advantage responsibly. You see, for me, I've said it this week, and I'll repeat it again. When politicians make statements like this in such context, that is what you measure them by.
They're still in opposition.
Very good. So forever and ever, whenever things go wrong in Parliament, we'll always refer the NDC back to what Fifi Kwete, who himself is a former MP, and who said that
my former MP, actually.
Yes, who said that we know we have a majority in Parliament and we plan to use it responsibly. So for me, I can only sit and watch how it unfolds and hope that they will always remember those words and be reminded by those words. So those words are a guide to them, that these numbers can be used for very good things.
For example, they said that, when we come, we will, this ex gratia thing, we will scrap it.
No problem.
Then when it's time for them to scrap it, because then they will be the ones who are benefiting, then
no problem. The true test of leadership is, what did our Lord Jesus Christ say? Our Lord Jesus Christ said, to lead, you have to be the servant.
Yes.
Right? The least. If you want to lead, you have to be the least. Right? Jesus Christ washed the feet of his disciples.
Yes.
And he told them that if you want to, these are the things you must do. You must serve. So if, for example, the NDC goes back to the conversation of ex gratia, and when it is time to review it as they have promised and they dilly-dally, it is on to them.
Oh, and the truth is,
but you see,
Ghanaians right now, we've said Ghanaians showed their disappointment.
What has
you can't
happened,
come and disappoint
what
them
has happened in the election?
Just watch
I don't see why. You see, citizens, we have to keep government on their toes. That is great.
It's the
but you see, what has happened in the election? Me, if I were a citizen, I'll speak once, twice,
and then you keep going
3 times. You won't listen. No problem.
Because
election day will come.
Yeah, Ghanaians have shown that they do not tolerate bad governance. The other point too is that I cannot wait for another 4 years for you.
So you see,
to express.
So you see, we will demand accountability every step of the way. Right? I will choose to. This is what I will do personally. I will be very hopeful.
Yes.
Because things have been said. So there's always a record. The record is the standard.
Yes.
So we measure you by that. My hope is that you will live up to those words and promises.
Yes.
And I will demand accountability in whatever form it is. If it is using a media platform, if it is using social media, if it is demonstrating, if it's doing whatever it is. When all of these happen in a 4-year cycle and you are still obstinate, then on the 7th of December 2028, We'll tell you what we want to tell you, and as for now, you can't ignore it. You get the point. So I'm happy Richard has outlined all of these things, and having such numbers can work either way. My hope is that the new look parliament, especially the people on the majority, will look at all these numbers and say, okay, what can we do with this to help our people? If it's to take away obnoxious taxes, let's do it. If it's to put in legislation that will help this country, let's do it. And like Susu said, the pressure is on them. So everything they do now will be scrutinized 10 times more by their own supporters, more so by the opposition. You understand? So for me, I will be hopeful because all these things are on the table. If the majority decide to be very irresponsible, they will pay the ultimate price for it.
That's a good one. 97.3 Citi FM. This is the Citi Breakfast Show. We are looking into the crystal ball, what the 9th Parliament is going to look like with what is shaping out to be an absolute majority, 2/3 for the NDC. We are not there yet per the numbers we have, but we're having conversations based on what is possible, what...
But what is it?
What's the likelihood outcome of a 2/3 majority can be for the NDC, and what it bodes for our governance and future? Yes, Sky, you were going to make a point.
So for instance, Nathan mentioned something really great, which is the concern people have publicly expressed about the largesse of state available to our Article 71 office holders. So the president in waiting committed publicly that when he comes into office, he would scrap that. Now that is an entrenched provision of the Constitution, under the combined reading of Chapter 8 and then also Article 290 of the Constitution. But 290 allows for amendment, which means that you sponsor a bill, take it through the process, and then once it reaches the right process, it's sent to the people of Ghana to take a referendum. Or is it a referenda? Sometimes the English can be confusing. Once that is had and the people of Ghana approve it, Parliament is enjoined to pass that piece of legislation. And then where Parliament passes it, the President is enjoined to sign it. Now, the question that you asked, which is very, very, very tricky, is first of all whether the President in waiting, when he takes office, will honor it. I want to believe that he would honor it, and it should be one of the things that he should do immediately. Sponsor a bill quickly, and let's see how it travels through the constitutional arrangement, get a referendum, or die, depending on which is proper. Ghanaians should decide on it and then let it come before Parliament. Now the question will be whether members of Parliament, as currently constituted, assuming we are in 2025, would pass the bill. Of course, the Constitution says that they shall pass it. And if they don't pass it, what happens? Because in this case, you want to remove what is payable to Chief Justice, what is payable to the President, what is payable to members of Parliament, ministers of state, and all of those people who are affected by the very generous provision of Article 71. And are they going to take decisions that are adverse to themselves, or they will say that in our collective interest as a people, we think that this provision is injurious to us economically, and therefore let's remove it.
And that's the test for them.
Because they've tried to pass laws so that they will not be in traffic. We've seen. Oscar, haven't they? They tried to.
Yeah, we assume that maybe that was a mistake.
They tried to.
Maybe the incoming administration, and with all the numbers they have,
now they are going to have 2/3 majority. If they should have, then there will be a Charlie. I don't know, my Charlie. But
I understand. I understand
I'm
the
cautiously
concern.
hopeful.
I understand the concern.
Because honestly,
but I would rather I ask Susu, and I'm with Team Susu on this.
Okay.
I choose to be hopeful. Why? Because of the circumstance, the signs.
Nathan, it's looking like the sports team. We are forming a quorum against Sky.
No, not at all. No, you see, I share Sky's concern. The reason why I will not look at things from a slightly skeptical point of view is this. For example, one, the words that have been said. So there's always a public record to tie you up by, right? Tie you with. And then I look at parliamentarians such as Honorable Ekujetu Ablakwa, for example. I look at a parliamentarian like him, and my reading of him and everything is done is of an MP who has a conscience.
Okay.
Right? And I look
Fighting
at
corruption.
Very good.
Probing and investigating and all the work he's done in the past.
That such an MP, and I'm sure there will be others who think similarly or think in the same way, will look at something very absurd and say that, oh, we have the numbers, so let's just pass it. Yeah, I doubt. I could be proving very wrongly, but I would rather choose to be hopeful and trust that these MPs will know what they have been given and not misuse it for our sake, right? And for them, their own survival in politics and in parliament. Because sometimes, I don't know whether when they do their calculations, they think about that. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But if you want to stay in parliament, why do you want to anger the people of Ghana?
I recall you mentioned that Ghanaians know the reality of where the country stands economically. And if the government, takes the lead or leads by example by fastening its seat belt.
Yes, government has to lead by example. Cut out the waste.
All of that.
Take out what is not necessary. When people see that you are leading by example, they'll follow. What do Ghanaians want? If this country were turned into the most developed in an instant, we'd be happy. But we know that the road to development is long. It's a very long journey. But governments can take little steps to take us there. And the opportunity has been handed to the incoming administration to do what it can do, right? To ensure that the next 4 years are great, so that whoever it is that takes over can also try and move it to the next point. That's how development is done. That's how countries progress. Okay, so it's a huge responsibility on the shoulders of incoming President John Mahama and his folks who will be in governance. They know what they are up against. They will have to deliver.
I have some messages that have come through the WhatsApp console. I'll be sharing them with you shortly. Join us. It's a big conversation looking into the crystal ball. How will the 9th Parliament look like and what will its impact be under a new government? We have a President-elect John Mahama. Transition team has been inaugurated. Picture is looking very, very green for the NDC in Parliament. What do you want the next government to do? Especially given as they have a sweeping majority in Parliament that's inching closer to a 2/3 majority. Your messages are in. If yours is yet to come through, 0549986996 is the number. 0549986996. Do you want your child to explore STEM this holiday season? Enroll them in Nyansapo Institute's online STEM program from December 17th to January 24th. It's designed for students aged 12 and above. It's an interactive program and it transforms screen time into exciting skill-building fun time. Students will dive into coding, 3D design, and hands-on projects, all from the comfort of their home. You don't need any prior experience. Give your child a gift of STEM this holiday. Number to call 053-711-7334. Visit nyansapoinstitute.com to register today and unlock their potential. And if you're looking for litigation free land, contact Royal Kingdom Estate. We specialize in land acquisition, construction, design, property management, and more. We have property in prime areas like Ebri and Accra. Land is starting at 90,000 Ghana cedis. We have flexible payment options and affordable homes ranging from 2-bedroom and premium furnished apartments for short rentals in East Airport. So visit us at Cantonment Opsitso Clinic International School. The number to call is 0557-555909, 027-277-8880. Shoot us an email, info@Royal Kingdom Estate. Royal Kingdom Estate, building communities, nurturing dreams. Richard Can a 2/3 majority remove a Chief Justice or Supreme Court judge? Eric from Dansuman is asking. Eric, we'll get answers for you. Now, Deep Solar says if you want to have control of your electricity supply, Deep Solar Ghana has you covered. With only 58,000 Ghana cedis, you can go fully solar and enjoy independence from the grid. No more power worries, just peace of mind and savings. Numbers to call 059-549-4113. DeepSolarGhana.com is where you visit online. Number again 059-549-4113. 059-549-4113. Deep Solar Ghana, where energy independence begins.
Now, if you're looking for the perfect holiday getaway, join Global Wings Travel and Tours for a 7-day tour of Cape Town and Joburg between the 24th and the 31st of December. Call them on 0553-688-398 to find out more. Global Wings Travel and Tours, truly global, proudly Ghanaian. And if you want a British degree at a fraction of the cost, and you want a vibrant student experience and 50% scholarship, then speak to Lancaster University Ghana. Send them an email, admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Visit their website, lancaster.edu.gh, or call them on 0209 60 70 08. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British uni campus in West Africa. This holiday season, if you want to spread love and joy to those who matter the most, then Omni Basic Bank's fast and reliable and stress-free remittance service will make that easy. Whether it's MoneyGram, RIA, Western Union, Transfers, World Remit, or Unity Link, you can access your funds instantly at any of their branches nationwide. Call 0307 086 000 to find out more. Omni Basic Bank at your service. And if you want to boost your viewing experience, Showmax is your best bet. They've got the latest blockbusters, great football, great local series, kids shows. They have everything you want to enjoy this holiday season. Visit showmax.com, follow the prompts, pay with Momo, Visa, or MasterCard, and you are good to go. So go ahead and add a little more to your viewing experience. Showmax, streaming for Ghana.
Take a quick break. When we are back, your comments and interviews and more analysis for you. 97.3 Citi FM, Citi Breakfast Show with me, Caleb Kuda. Stay with us.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
This Christmas, let the road you travel lead you to a place where comfort meets magic. Welcome to Peduasi Valley Resort, where the ultimate Christmas experience awaits. Indulge in a relaxing massage at our luxurious lavender spa, or revitalize yourself with a refreshing workout at our fitness center. We promise the most rejuvenating Christmas ever. Savor Sumpter's continental and local breakfast options to begin your day right. Our lunch and dinner buffet with the live band music offer the finest Christmas delicacies to make your festive season unforgettable. Don't miss our special Super Soul night and DJ night with friends. Ready for some adventure? Explore our zoo and playground where fun knows no bounds. When it's time to wind down, take advantage of our special room packages available exclusively this festive season. For reservations, call 0540-125-555 or 0540-125-554. Peduasi Valley Resort. Live life.
National Health Insurance.
Today, I will tell you why you need to have health insurance cover by the National Health Insurance Scheme. With over 500 medicines on the NHIS medicines list to take care of you and an extensive NHIS benefit package, the NHIS offers you financial risk protection against over 95% of disease conditions in Ghana. These include the 4 most common childhood cancers: breast cancer treatment, oral and eye care, free maternal health care from antenatal, normal delivery, forceps or cesarean section, and what's more, postnatal care is also covered under the NHIS. Remember, members aged 70 years and above also enjoy free elderly health care and pay no premiums or observe a waiting period. Let no one tell you otherwise. The NHIS guarantees your seamless access to health care. For further details, download the My NHIS app from Play Store or the App Store, or simply walk into any of the NHIS district offices nationwide. Terms and conditions apply. Call us on 054 444 6447 or 0302 746 447 for further inquiries. NHIS, your access to healthcare. This message is brought to you by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID.
It's time to maximize and grow your business exponentially. Just ask me how. Would you? Bisame. Are you a shop owner, seamstress, trader, mechanic, or artisan? Are you a hotel or hospital owner? Or do you have a phone, a TV, car, house, or any property to sell? Bisame app is here to help connect you to customers. All you need to do is register your business, reach more customers, and watch your sales soar high. With Bisame app, your security is assured. Our trade assurance ensures that your online purchases are secure. Just locate the item you want to buy from any social media platform. Inform Bisame. They will call the seller to bring the item to their office for inspection before you make payment, and they will ship the item to you wherever you are. With our in-app video calls, Bisame app gives you more safety. Download Bisame app on the Google Play Store or the App Store today and unlock endless possibilities. Grow your business, connect with customers, and enjoy success with ease.
Come on. Good boy. Honey, look, he's crawling. Wow. Good job. The new Cerelac Wheat and Maize has the combined goodness of wheat and maize grains fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals also found in fruits and vegetables. To prepare the new Cerelac Wheat and Maize, just add milk. Enjoy your little one's big moments at less cost. Cerelac, care for them, count on us. This advert is FDA approved.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and this Christmas, Volta Serene Hotel invites you to an unforgettable celebration. Arrive to the refreshing taste of coconut and dance the night away with our DJ on Christmas Eve. On Christmas Day, enjoy tasty grills, exciting games, and our famous all-white party with Kwanpa Live Band. Adventure awaits with a tour to Mount Jemmy on 26th, followed by an all-you-can-eat local buffet and a cooking competition on 27th. Don't miss out on aerobics, hiking, and a fun-filled pool party on 28th. And on New Year's Eve, get ready for a breathtaking fireworks show and start 2025 with a bang, dancing to the Kwanpa Live Band. Packages are as follows. Individuals, 3,000 Ghana cedis for 2 nights and 3,750 Ghana cedis for 3 nights. Couples, 4,300 Ghana cedis for 2 nights and 5,400 Ghana cedis for 3 nights. Families, 6,850 Ghana cedis for 2 nights and 9,000 Ghana cedis for 3 nights. Call or WhatsApp 0541 539 867 to book now. Volta Serene Hotel, your perfect Christmas getaway.
Big is better. Broom is best. Happy moment starts with Broom. Buy one and get one free. It is Broom. Up to 25% discount. Buy an LED TV and get another TV for free. Buy an air conditioner and get a ceiling fan for free. Simply ask of Broom. There is more for everyone in Ghana. Free gifts and more on Broom freezers, refrigerators, and many more. Rush to your nearest Broom dealer or 0800 100 247. Broom leaves you with a smile.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Alright, so yes, moms, it's finally here. The news we've been waiting for. Your favorite Cerelac now comes in a new variant with a combined goodness of wheat and maize grains fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals. And guess what? This new Cerelac wheat and maize comes at an affordable price of only 2 Ghana cedis per sachet. To prepare this new Cerelac wheat and maize, wheat and milk, just add milk. In fact, Cerelac we now here and the milk. Cerelac, care for them, count on us is an advert that's FDA approved. We're joined on the phone lines to help make meaning of the unfolding picture we are seeing in Parliament and what it bodes for governance and democracy. Rashid Draman, he is the Executive Director of Africa Center for Parliamentary Affairs. Dr. Rashid Draman, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning.
Good morning. So from our dashboard, we are seeing that the NDC has about 178 seats in Parliament, 60 seats for the NPP, 4 seats independent, and this is out of 242 constituencies. If everything, if by the end of the... Okay, so first let me just ask you what you make of what is happening in Parliament. Now we are moving gradually from a hung Parliament to what many see to be a Parliament that will be 2/3 majority for the NDC, though we don't have that yet. What would you say has accounted for this before we even go into its implications?
Okay, so what I would say has accounted for this, Caleb, is, the members of Parliament, particularly from the MPP caucus, have become collateral kind of casualties of the anger that Ghanaians harbored against the MPP administration. So it's not very much about, in my opinion, the performance of the members of Parliament per se. Rather, I think it is more about the performance of the government in general. And in the process, when Ghanaians were expressing their anger, they didn't do skirt and blouse, as we say in our country. They rather decided to punish the entire whoever was carrying the MPP color. And some of our very experienced MPs got carried away in the process.
Right. Now, from where we are headed, we are moving from a hung Parliament to what some analysts think is going to be a 2/3 majority for the NPP. What would be your examination or appraisal of the hung Parliament, where it's been difficult to have compromise, but still the government has been able to push through some taxes and laws that many consider injurious to the people of Ghana, for which you would say that the MPs have suffered collateral casualties, and some of them even, some of the outgoing MPs were even vocal about it. Now you're going to have a situation where you have as a majority, a resounding majority in Parliament for the sitting government. What does that portend for us from where you sit?
Okay, so first of all, maybe let me say this. There are many who have characterized this hung Parliament that is about to expire as one that has not performed, and all those characterizations that people have given them. We are currently undertaking a study, an assessment of this 8th Parliament, at least based on my observation, maybe without going to the data yet, because we are going to look at what the data is telling us. We've spoken to at least about a third of MPs in the 8th Parliament. Without going to the data yet, let me say that my own assessment, if I look at the hung Parliament, maybe from two perspectives. From the perspective of holding the government to account and oversight, and from the perspective of lawmaking, I would submit that, the hung Parliament has taught me a very important lesson, that our Parliament has powers that I never knew. I've been following this Parliament since the 2nd Parliament. And I believe Richard Sky is in your studio, right?
Yes, he is.
Okay. So a couple of years ago, we did a comparative study, which was called the African Parliamentary Index. And when we were launching the second edition of that study, I traveled with Richard Sky. We invited Citi to accompany us to Nairobi to go and launch the report. When we did launch the report, that was in the 5th Parliament, I believe, when Right Honorable Joyce Bamford Addo was Speaker. Richard Sky reported the fact that our country was last among the 7 countries when it came to financial oversight and the power of the press. It was because we didn't have a parliamentary budget office and MPs, did not play a significant role in the budget process and all those things. We have seen in this 8th Parliament that, that was only because there was too much partisanship, and also because, party after party had majorities in the House. In this 8th Parliament, we saw the spirited kind of effort to defeat the e-levy. We saw some negotiations that took place to get that percentage moved from, I can't remember what, to what we currently have. We got several times across the last 4 years, some negotiations taking place anytime it was budget time. In all the 7 parliaments before this one, I have never seen that. When you come to lawmaking, I'm just giving just 2 examples. Sure. When you come to lawmaking, through the floodgates for private members' bills were opened thanks to the efforts of the Right Honorable Speaker Michael Quay, and we have to be grateful to him for that. In the 8th Parliament, we've seen a lot of private members' bills passed, including one that Richard Sky has challenged in court and so on. And there are some who say, if you look at the number of bills that were passed in the 7th Parliament, for instance, just for the sake of simple comparison, this Parliament has performed very badly.
Yeah.
I totally agree, because we look at not the numbers, not the quantity, but the quality of the bills. And if you speak to those who are intricately involved, there is a drafting unit, there is a legal unit in Parliament. You look at the data, the level of participation and interest of members in this 8th Parliament in the law-making process has surpassed all the other parliaments. We just saw situations where they were just churning out bills. You speak to somebody like the former majority leader, Honorable Chairman Suppose, he will tell you all the time, I can count on my fingertips the number of MPs who are interested in lawmaking. So when it gets to the processes of careful scrutiny, he says very few people are interested. In this 8th Parliament, that was not the case. So if I use just these 2 examples, I would say the hung Parliament, by and large, I think was good for our country, including, we have now standing orders, new standing orders. The hung Parliament taught us a very quick lesson that we were not prepared for, situations that our Parliament, was structured, to deal with. For 20-something years, we've been at the effort of, doing these new standing orders. It failed, but we got it done in this 8th Parliament and so on.
So you would think that the hung Parliament has been a success?
Let me land.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, let me land, Caleb. So I was hoping, when we were going to these elections, I was hoping that we have a repeat of this hung Parliament. And I was hoping that even if there was going to be one party emerging victorious and having numbers, I was not looking for this kind of crashing majority that we are about to see. Because I know what these kinds of numbers can do in terms of defeating the kind of oversight responsibilities of members of parliament, particularly in our country where there's a very kind of cozy marriage between the executive and the legislature in the terms of the number of ministers who are going to come from within the ranks of the new majority that we are going to see.
Right. Now, even then, we are seeing that this particular parliament has been that particular one that has borrowed the most. So, with all its oversight responsibility and its ability to get MPs involved in lawmaking and scrutinizing detailed bills that have come through, it has sort of passed the most loans we have seen, and that has led us to the economic situation we still find ourselves in. So, if you contrast this reality with a parliament that's going to have absolute majority, would you say that you're hopeful that you're going to have a parliament that will be a real check on the executive?
I'm very worried about that because, you see, Caleb, all over the world, the role of, parliament in holding the government to account usually lies squarely at the doorstep of those who are in opposition, so the minority group. Now, even before the whistle was blown to start this whole process that led us to December 7th, we had, a lot of experienced members, particularly from the MPP side. I can talk about Honorable Chairman Sabonsu and others who decided that they were not coming for all kinds of reasons. Then we wake up on December 7th, we saw what happened. A lot of experienced MPs are gone. The former majority was almost decimated. So if you look at this and think that the role of holding the government to account is in the hands of the opposition mostly, then we all have cause to be very worried. I know I've heard a lot of MPs from the NDC say they are going to be a responsible majority and so on. I would like maybe to see that happen before I believe what I'm hearing. For instance, in this 8th parliament and before, one of the people who has been very, very active and his efforts have to be celebrated in terms of holding the government to account is Honorable Okujetu Ablakwa. We've all seen what he has done in terms of, holding the government to account, sometimes single-handedly, through some of his investigative work. Now, the question is somebody like this going to police President Mahama, his travels as he did, police President Akufo-Addo, and so on. I'll believe it when I see it, and I just hope that if they say they are going to be a responsible majority, they will hold the same line that they held when their party was in opposition.
Right. Now, how do you think the minority in the 9th Parliament can make itself relevant? Because the next government can almost do government business without them, if I'm correct.
Yes, I think they have maybe a few things going for them. Number one is the fact that, I referenced the revision of the standing orders. Through that revision, first of all, we have decentralized, some of the work of Parliament. The new standing orders have opened the work of Parliament, most of the committees, supposedly to the public. And then secondly, I think the kind of leadership of some of these committees will not just be in the hands of only the party that is in majority. So I think they have a window there in terms of playing their scrutiny role, particularly at the committee level. If only, some funny things don't happen when some of these bills and agreements come before the various committees. The second, I think, is the fact that, I believe both parties over the last 3 electoral cycles in 2016, 20, and now, I think have, especially 2016 and 2024, both parties have suffered humiliating defeats to the extent that I think Ghanaians have sent a clear lesson. Hang Parliament because Ghanaians abhorred what was happening in the 7th Parliament. Now, supermajority because Ghanaians were not happy with what was happening. Not very much in the 8th Parliament, but the governance of our country in general. So, I think the notice has been served, particularly to the NDC, that you come, you do partisanship, you play with the minds of Ghanaians, you ignore the views of Ghanaians at your own peril. And we are realizing now also that, at least from my kind of pedestrian observation of what happened on the election day and how people policed the ballot with their lives, that, it looks like it's going to be very difficult to, overturn the will of the people, even if money plays a role, even if there are all kinds of efforts to, do funny things. We have seen that now it's going to be very difficult going forward for any party to try to steal the verdict of the people. So the best way, maybe to rig an election or to change anything, is to do good work. So let the NDC take note that, despite this crushing majority, if, oversight is not done properly, if the government, decides to ignore everybody, and particularly the opposition is not given the space to do its work, then I think their kind of victory might be short-lived, and we might see maybe a repeat of this, particularly maybe in the opposite direction when we go to the polls in the next 4 years.
Right. Now, despite all the challenges with respect to the number of laws that were passed in the 7th compared to the 8th, a few very remarkable ones have been passed in this particular 8th Parliament, which have been Parliament, which have been on the shelves for a very long time, but there is more to be done. So, with the kind of advantage the NDC has now, what are some of the bills that have been lying in Parliament for a very long time that you think are very necessary to ensure an accountable government, good governance, and all of those tenets of good governance? What are some of these bills that you think the NDC must use its advantage in Parliament to pass and prosecute?
Yes, so I think I have a list of the bills that were passed, but I don't have on top of my head, the list of those that are pending. But let me say this, Caleb. I think one of them that I know is a small bill for constitutional review that we're working on recently in terms of dual citizenship. How most of our compatriots have been barred from contributing their quota to our governance and so on. This is a small one that at least requires, the kind of numbers that the NDC would have. And I would hope that, they would take advantage of their numbers to do this. And then also take advantage of the numbers, as you said, to get most of these bills that have stalled, or the ones that were passed by this Parliament. I don't know, maybe Richard Sky can educate us now that this Parliament is about to expire. Those that did not get accent from the President, what is going to happen? If we are going to start all over again, I think well and good, but now they have the numbers, and if the president decides to do what we saw in the case of the LGBTQ, cease and desist, don't bring this here, and so on, I think they have the numbers, and that will be a test to see whether the NDC will use its majority to tell President Mahama, their own president, that look, this one, you're overstepping, the executive powers, and the parliament is going to, override what you are trying to do, and so on. And there are a number of other, matters that are candidates for constitutional review. That requires maybe the kind of numbers that we see, not the entrenched clauses in our constitution. All of us have been complaining about many of these issues. And I think maybe this might be the positive side of the numbers that we are going to have in the 9th Parliament, that they should try and use those numbers to ensure that most of these irritants, in our constitution are dealt with. And then also, I think if they are so minded, I think they can trigger a referendum and make sure that we get most of the things that we want to revise, done, so that at least we get a beautiful constitution that we can, live with for some years to come. The Kenyans started their constitutional review long after we have started. If you go to Kenya today, they've been living with that constitution for more than 10 years. And we are still talking and doing all the kind of delay tactics, as we say in our country, to try and avoid doing the difficult things. But let me say this, Caleb, again, that, if Parliament put particularly the ruling party in a very uncomfortable situation, because they are used to the kind of things that we are going to see in the 9th Parliament, that a party has majority and can always get a lot of things done. But I would like, hopefully, to see maybe our country moving back to a situation where we put both parties in a very uncomfortable situation where they always have to sit down and talk. And that is what they don't want.
Right. Right now, before I let you go, the Constitution Review Commission, or the attempts to review our Constitution, which you reference, has been in the works for a long time, and all concerned stakeholders have said that our constitution gives the executive, the president, too many sweeping powers, such that it's hampering our development in the long run. He appoints a whole lot of people, including MMDCs, and there have been calls for elections even of same. Now that some of these things that need to be reviewed inure to the benefit of the executive, who should be the president, do you think that the president or the executive will have any incentive to change this constitution, especially as they'll be the beneficiaries of these sweeping powers that the constitution gives them? Also, given that the previous government might have enjoyed that, and their supporters of the coming government would be looking forward to enjoying same.
Caleb, there is in parliamentary research, we often quote a senator from Hawaii. I'm talking about the U.S. now. He's called Senator Inouye. Maybe if you Google him, you'll find him. He made a very important speech in the U.S. Senate when he was about to bow out. And he titled it Minorities Change. And that, whatever you do, just remember that, tomorrow you might find yourself on the other side and you have to live with that whatever policy or law that you passed. An immediate example that we can reference is this standing orders. Many years ago, I used to travel with Honorable Oseche Mensah to East African and other countries, and we saw this example where not all oversight committees are chaired by the ruling party, just to ensure at least some level of accountability. And he liked the beautiful idea, and we started pursuing it. Several times attempts were made but failed in this 8th Parliament, I think, thankfully, because of the revision, we have seen a situation where the MPP is going to be the immediate beneficiary of this. I believe when the standing orders were changed, there were some who were against it because it was going to whittle down, take away some of their powers. Now they are going to be the immediate beneficiaries of that. I believe in the same spirit. My advice to the NDC is that you should keep this in mind, that if there is anything that is good for our country that they think should be done, they should not think about the fact that it's going to bring some discomfort to them now, because in the long run, they might be the beneficiaries of whatever change that they are going to make with the numbers and the mandate that they have.
Thank you for your time, Dr. Rashid Rahman. He is Executive Director of the African Center for Parliamentary Affairs. We've been picking his thoughts on what the future 9th Parliament will look like. We'll take a very quick break. When we are back, we'll wrap up.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Kiss back me champagne, non-alcoholic. Kiss back me champagne, non-alcoholic. 5 flavors, we get them 5 flavors. 5 flavors, we get them 5 flavors. White grape, red grape, apple, blue and pink. White grape, red grape, apple, blue and pink. Kiss back me champagne, non-alcoholic. Kiss back me champagne, non-alcoholic. 5 flavors, we get them 5 flavors. White grape, red grape, apple.
Non-alcoholic sparkling champagne. All 5 flavors available in a shop near you.
OneXBet values your activity and wants to celebrate with you. Stay with us and enjoy 1x free bet, a weekly reward just for you. Sign up at onexbet.com.gh with promo code GHFREE to get a 300% welcome bonus. Bet to the correct card from Tuesday to Monday and get a guaranteed free bet. Millions are already winning. Join your friends and experience the thrill of victory with 1x free bets. Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
Just like my mother taught me, I'm teaching you too. These are recipes that have been in our family for generations. Aku, this here is Masim rice.
Mama, did your mother also use Masim rice?
No, my dear. This one is our new tradition. Just me and you.
Oh, and it's delicious too.
Masim rice is grown and packaged right here in Ghana. Uses less water and is tasty from the first mouthful to the last. Look out for Masim rice in markets and supermarkets all over Ghana. Masim means tasty.
Just buy any Samsung, TCL, Media, and NASCO electronics and appliances and stand a chance to win free TVs, air conditioners, washing machines, refrigerators, gas cookers, chairs, freezers, home theaters, small kitchen appliances, and many more. How to enter? Dial *920*888#. Select option 1 to enter raffle. Select region of purchase. Enter item serial number and you're good to go. Increase your chances by buying more to enter multiple times. Follow us for weekly and monthly winner announcements. Terms and conditions apply. This is approved and regulated by the National Lotteries Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. Win big! Just buy any Samsung, TCL, Media, and Nasco electronics and appliances and stand a chance to win free TVs, air conditioners, washing machines, refrigerators, gas cookers, chest freezers, home theaters, small kitchen appliances, and many more. How to enter? Dial star 920 star 888 hash. Select option 1 to enter raffle. Select region of purchase. Enter item serial number and you're good to go. Increase your chances by buying more to enter multiple times. Follow us for weekly and monthly winner announcements. Terms and conditions apply. This is approved and regulated by the National Lotteries Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Come on. Good boy. Honey, look, he's crawling. Good job. The new Cerelac Wheat and Maize has the combined goodness of wheat and maize grains fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals also found in fruits and vegetables. To prepare the new Cerelac Wheat and Maize, just add milk. Enjoy your little one's big moments at less cost. Cerelac, care for them, count on us. This advert is FDA approved.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Unless they kill God, nobody obituary near your part. Sunny at your once and up a so tough. As I can pollute, I'm in full force. So when you baby, you feel the bar. See, I catch it over time, I see ma. I swear that for the arena. And you have to coins a caterpillar. See, you're for a man, you're from punching and for. You're for a man, you're from punching and for. Why not even say, if you're the woman, baby, man, I can see back in a phone. You're for a man,
it's about 6 minutes to the top of the hour. Some of your comments coming through. This one says, Eric from Dansuman, can a 2/3 majority remove a Chief Justice or Supreme Court judge? Please ask I if the 2/3 majority can be used to remove individuals in higher positions like EC Chairperson, Supreme Court Justice. Why are you all interested in this question? This from Dansuman to Kofori is asking this question.
I've been seeing this kind of chatter on social media asking, because of all of the things that have happened there, unanimous FC, the issues, the elections. People are very interested whether these people will stay after the election.
Yes, so I get you. Sky, I'll come to you so you can tie that all up and then we'll wrap it up that way, It would be better for Mahama and the country as a whole not to have the complete majority in parliament, else the party can use it against him. Also, for parliamentary scrutiny and transparency, the media will get to see whatever is going on and is being passed in parliament. K from across and that. City CBS, I am Kukua listening from New York City. Honestly, I'm scared that the government will change the constitution and give the president 7 years instead of 4 years in office. How will Ghanaians change that? This one says, can the president extend his tenure? Should NDC get a majority? Okay, copy from Sprinter Sky. A lot of questions coming through, but Dr. Rashid Rahman was also saying that with the new standing orders where minority MPs get to chair some committees like the Government Assurances Committee and all, we can still exert some accountability on the government, be a check on the government. How do you put all that together?
Well, I honestly, while I agree with him to an extent, I don't believe that merely because the minority is chairing a number of committees, including, say, the Public Accounts Committee, Government Assurances Committee, and these other committees, then we'll see, them exact accountability to the fullest possible extent. Because what it is you are chairing, right? But the distribution of seats on the committee will be on the basis of the final ratio we see in Parliament. So if it is 185, what will be left?
185. That's
minus 200.
It's about 130 something. No, 90 something.
Okay, so then if we assume that the NDC gets 185, and NPP gets the rest.
I believe 92.
Okay, and NDC gets the rest. The seats on the various committees will be distributed on the basis of the ratio they use in Parliament. So yes, you may be the chairman, but when it comes to making decisions, you can always be overruled by the majority on the committee on the basis of what they believe is in the very best interest of.
So the majority side of the Parliament will still have majority on the committee.
Yeah, that's right. And when it comes to what do you call it, the final decision at the plenary. If the committee takes the view that well we agree with the chairman, let's take it to the the plenary. Unless the plenary is as reasonable as the people on the committee, where they take a partisan view, whatever view you take will be defeated. Well, we can say that yes, in some cases they would throw light on certain things, but where they say no, they don't want this to happen, we'll have a problem. You saw that with the investigations into the police whatever inquiry. It didn't come to anything. You saw that with the what's the name, the investigations into the Adjoa Safo matter, whether or not Adjoa Safo should be thrown out of Parliament and all of that. What has become of it? It didn't happen. And then the very first time we had this particular situation was under the 1993 to 1997 Parliament, where the NDC, I think they had 183 because the minority guys boycotted the elections, right, after losing the presidential elections.
Correct.
So they had NDC at the time had
Sky, the other question though is whether
and then
or not
they used that majority and all of the things. They removed Aka as the chairperson of the police, police, what's the name of the police?
I see.
Police council, yes. So they amended the constitution and remove the vice president from that role. So now the vice president doesn't have any proper rules.
I'm reading also that
assigned by the president.
Parliament has no power to remove the Chief Justice, the Judge, EC, because it's an entrenched position in the Constitution. The procedure involves a petition. President sets up a committee.
And someone also asked about term limits and the length of the
term. It's an entrenched provision.
Okay, so
the entire executive provision is
you need a referendum.
To do that.
So a lot of these fears are unfounded.
Oh no, but the point is that once a petition goes before the president, he's bound to forward it for the Chief Justice to deliver. And as we've seen in the past, some people say that all you need is to get somebody to write a petition.
Yeah.
So if they take the view that, for instance, they want to, as they are threatening, they want to remove Charlotte Jean Mensah, all they need to do is to get someone to write a petition, and hopefully when they forward it to, and if there's basis for forwarding it and it's forwarded and the Chief Justice takes the view that look, there's prima facie case based on everything they know, then they act accordingly. The procedure is there. The question is whether it is founded on some real substance or some small screen or some
interesting times ahead. But time is up. Thank you, Sky.
Let's hope that they use it responsibly.
Yes, Susu Graham, Richard Sky, Nathan Kwao, Caleb Kuda, Fred Jabano, producer Shiba Arababene, thank you. And then Godfred Abekodum, the richest man, was on technical. Thank you so much for doing the listening. Now Oyokote will join us later. She will take over for Branch in the City. In the meantime, Hawa Mustafa Ibrahim, Hawa Idrisu Mustafa is, why are you threatening to slap me because I missed your name?
That's my name.
Hawa Idrisu Mustafa is here with the news at 10. Good morning.
Hello, Kelly. Good morning. Coming up, Ghana Police